Get nasty on a Thursday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 202 your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Cardinals yesterday, as we discussed, they salvaged at least one game in that series against Houston. Now they host the Colorado Rockies for 4 games. We get the Rockies, boys. I don't know if you've seen the standings. The Rockies stink.
Yeah, but hang on, Anthony. Well, hang on. Let's take a vote here in the fast lane. Who is more
Should we jump on Marsh's poll? Should he put one up?
Marsh, you want to put a poll out on Twitter again?
Sure. You have to jump on his poll?
Yeah.
This is typically how we do it.
Several people jump on his poll. Mm-hmm. And
you guys have at it.
We usually get results.
Hey, thanks for letting Marsh and I know about the white T-shirt gang, by the way.
Well, I do have a complaint, but I'll wait till later.
Are you playing about my T-shirt?
No. About you, though.
Oh.
I do have a complaint. He has a Synergy hockey shirt on.
Yeah.
He had one on yesterday.
Yeah.
I guess my day is tomorrow?
Carey, I didn't order any 2X. Right now, I have 3 elderly women sewing 2 Synergy hockey T-shirts together in order to get you one.
I appreciate it.
All right?
Thank you.
I mean,
I didn't feel away. I said, Marshy has one, huh? No, Anthony had one the other day.
I got all colors.
I'm getting a twin bed fitted sheet printed with Synergy hockey just for you.
I appreciate it. Appreciate the effort.
Anyways, back to Marshy's poll.
Yeah.
How many of us are more worried about this series than, like, Houston or the Red Sox or Orioles? Because if we are truly talking about how the Cardinals season, Carey, to your point, you've said it several times, mimics the Blues kind of season.
Yeah.
These are the series that worry me, a la Chicago White Sox.
Mm-hmm. But wouldn't they also, and I know they swept the Orioles, but wouldn't they have also at least won one of these last games if they're truly the Blues?
They went on that one heater there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anthony,
you're just throwing it out there. I get it.
It just shows us that we don't really know what we're getting this year. It's like a box of chocolates this year with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get. I mean, unless it has the little menu, but most of them don't do that.
Don't most of them have the menu?
No, they don't. They took it out of there now. After Forrest Gump, what most chocolate companies decided to take the menu out because of that saying now, to where you never know what you're going to get.
Well, I don't like that.
Well, it's kind of
you bite down in one of those
it's a surprise.
Nasty coconut ones or something.
I just totally made that up, too.
It was good. I figured you did.
Yeah, you sold it. You didn't have to.
You absolutely
definitely
sold it.
I was like, really? Forrest Gump? Then I started wrecking my brain. I haven't seen the menu in there lately, actually. I haven't. Maybe it's taken out already. I don't know.
Hey, why don't we ever talk about...
You guys are welcome to take that story and make it your own.
Yeah, that one's good. Why don't we ever talk about Forrest Gump in the same light as, like, other athletes who had great collegiate careers but didn't go on to have success elsewhere?
At Alabama, he was amazing.
Yeah, but he had to join the Army. It's a problem.
No, I know, but we talk about other athletes in that regard too, where they had to join the Army or the military and then came back.
I mean, the documentary was his life story. That documentary, left me in tears in some parts because it was so heartfelt.
Everybody felt really, like at the end, everybody's emotional because he had a baby with Jenny and whatnot. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have a soft spot for Jenny.
No, not at all. She was a terrible human being.
One, apparently...
She was lost.
That's a better way to put it. That's right. She wasn't a terrible human being. She was lost.
She was a bird trying to fly away as a young child.
But Jamie's about to make
She had a harsh upbringing.
No, listen, let's be honest. Jenny liked to get around, okay?
Jenny had a harsh upbringing.
Went to L.A.
Right.
She was in Washington.
Well, she was in search of something that, she was trying to fill.
That's what
in her heart.
And she did, for the most part.
Yeah.
But then she came back to Forrest and boo-hoo on his shoulder, and he's got a big heart.
And a big house.
Yeah, and big dreams.
And
then, Forrest gets this little boy, which is fantastic, but like Jenny, come on.
You didn't tell him until then?
He didn't even know.
I feel like he was a little tricked.
My name is...
Missed out on what, 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
How old was that kid? 4 or 5?
He was a little bit, probably
4?
Maybe 6.
He's a cute kid, don't get me wrong.
I mean, well, then the kid wound up seeing Ghost.
He did later on in life.
See what happens?
That kid had a rough one, too.
When your parents do drugs. See what happens?
Yeah.
He clearly got it. Marsh just got it. Marsh just got that one. Yeah, that kid went on and unfortunately saw a ghost and worked with Bruce Willis. I won't spoil things, but that was a tough life.
25 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think Chase Budinger is the new Forrest Gump?
Jeez,
The NBA player?
Good athlete in one sport and then fantastic in another. Chase Budinger, ex-NBA player, now will compete in the Olympics for volleyball.
Just like Forrest did with his ping pong.
Yes.
Volleyball or beach volleyball?
Well, beach volleyball.
Well, I'm just wondering.
I guess it is different.
I mean, if he winds up being one of the best beach volleyball players ever, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Forrest wound up being one of the best ping pong players of our generation. Yeah. So the Cardinals will host the Colorado Rockies for 4 games. No, I'm not necessarily concerned, but I see your point, Jamie. I really do. Recent history, according to Major League Baseball.com, MLB.com, recent history shows that these teams can rally for playoff berths. They listed 3 teams, guys, with low percentages to make the playoffs right now, but they could still rally. The National League pennant-winning Arizona Diamondbacks were on that list. The World Series winning Texas Rangers, who are 28-30, and your St. Louis Cardinals at 27-29. So they're on this list. Now they're 29-31 since this is, released. But that's good that they can turn things around. But here's the problem as I read through this. Listen to this, guys. While St. Louis entered Sunday only 2 games under 500, their Pythagorean record, and I have no idea what that is, but I'm assuming it's important. Sure,
important.
That record set at 23-33, thanks to an offense with the 3rd fewest runs scored, 230, and a pitching staff with the 12th highest ERA, 4.14. Essentially, the Cardinals have outperformed their expected record, and they'll need to show improvements for their actual record to keep up this pace. That last part, that last sentence, that's terrifying. Essentially, let me read it again. Forget the numbers and all that, okay?
All right.
Just listen to this part. Essentially, the Cardinals have outperformed their expected record. They've outperformed a record that currently sits 2 games below 500. And they'll likely need to show improvements for their actual record to keep up this pace. When I read that, I go, we're screwed.
I read
that's a tough read.
Yeah, that's tough. I was looking on the text line. They always have, informative information. And informative, they give us good quotes and good.
Like the guy yesterday you were talking back and forth
I
with.
don't know that he was very informative. He. He's probably whatever. But 314 says Colorado equals San Jose.
Yes. See?
That's not
they
good.
Get it. No offense to you, Anthony.
No offense taken.
That's
not a Sharks fan.
That's scary. If you listen, all right, I'll tell you what. Now, I will make this promise.
You're not going to get swept.
Okay. Thank you. But if you do, the red glasses are done for me.
All season?
All season.
Wait, if they get swept?
If they get swept.
Well, yeah.
They're not going to get
There's
swept.
no
Okay.
way.
Well, then, I kind of make my bets so I can win.
You're good.
Yeah, he set that up pretty easy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if they lose the first 2 games, you all are going to be looking at me and texting me crazy messages over the weekend like, it could happen.
I just don't see it.
If it does happen.
At worst, I could see a split.
That's
terrible. At worst. I know, I agree, but I think
you
that's
have
at
to
worst.
win this series, and you should probably sweep this series.
You should.
Colorado is terrible.
So you have Gray versus Cal Quantrill. You got Lance Lynn versus former Cardinal Austin Gomber.
Oh, yeah.
Who was sent to Colorado for Nolan Arenado. You got Kyle Gibson versus Ryan Feltner. And then you got Andre Palante making his 3rd start versus Ty Block. So you have the pitching lined up the way you want to, although I don't know who Colorado could throw at you at this point to say, I don't know, that could be a toss-up. Their rotation's terrible. Their bullpen's terrible. Their offense is fine, but it's more fast line fine than anything. You have to win this series, and you have to take 3 or 4. The position that you're in, I don't think it's too much to ask for a sweep.
Agreed. I think that should be your goal.
Absolutely.
This team is not good. And if you have any hopes of making a push in the division, making a push towards the playoffs. I know we talk about, them being in the wild card. That's fine and dandy. I could not care less about the wild card. You need to win the division. You can't go into the playoffs as a wild card team playing on the road, trying to figure out life as you have it in that moment. You need to win the division. You need to make sure that you have home playoff games, and you need to make sure that you are going in the right direction. Pitching staff, starters, relievers, batters, everyone included on the same page.
Absolutely.
My poll is on the internet right now.
All right.
It is on Twitter. I posted it.
Nice.
And
it is up.
It is up, and we will find out the results at 5:50.
All right. Good. Sounds good.
Right before the show ends. So stay tuned for the poll.
Marshy, where can they find your poll?
On Twitter.
Yeah, but what account?
@_Marshy Marsh _.
There we go.
Nice.
2 underscores.
Yeah.
Well, that's how important that account is.
A lot of Andrew Marshes out there.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah. Marshy Marsh. There's only one Marshy Marsh, though.
There is.
Yeah.
So yesterday, we made fun of BK and Ferrario for not doing their job and handing out some Cardinals tickets. So we handed those tickets out.
Look at us.
And then we, more me,
it's a team.
It is a thing.
forgot to hand out Battlehawks tickets. So this is BK and Ferrario, doing the whole karma thing for us.
Hey, the Fast Lane had your chance yesterday to score a pair of tickets to see the St. Louis Battlehawks take on the Brahmas in a home playoff game on Sunday at 6 o'clock at the Battle Dome at America's Center. And you can be a part of the home field advantage when the Battlehawks take them on by just texting into the Fast Lane yesterday.
Oh, they forgot to give tickets away, huh?
They sure did, Alex. I walked in today and I saw Stalter had his 17 different sports betting apps up ready to go for him here. I saw Carey Davis had his 7 different cameras that he's got, all of the angles. He actually he found one that is down the foul pole line. It's amazing. He was so interested in figuring out how to get this down the line. They happened to forget
Gonna break you.
how to give away tickets on there.
You are one pathetic loser.
For a group
We'll
of
go ahead and
3,
do that for them right now.
for a group
How's
of
that
3
sound?
that talks ish on us a lot, that was karma.
They, at the beginning of their show yesterday, talked a whole lot of junk.
Called you a
about how
nerd?
we forgot, it was fair, deserved, how we forgot to give away our Cardinals tickets. They forgot to give away the Battlehawks playoff tickets.
Unbelievable.
The first playoff game in St. Louis, pro football playoff game here in 20 years. They have free tickets to give away, and they didn't do it. So we're going to do that for you right now.
Fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Totally fair.
It's fair. I got nothing.
True story. As soon as the mics, what do you think, guys? 7 seconds? Not even?
Not even a minute. Definitely not 30 seconds.
After the see ya.
I was still gathering my things. And
Yeah.
I go, oh, no. I forgot to give away the Battlehawks
Might
tickets.
have said something else, but
Yeah, I probably dropped the F word. All right. But here's how we do it in the fast lane. We're going to hand out not 1 set of tickets, but 2 sets of tickets. Because when we fast lane it up, when we really F it up,
I like that. It's fast lane.
we make sure that we make do. All right?
Fast lane yourself.
Go fast lane yourself, people. I like that a lot.
Dude.
So let's give away these tickets. We'll give the first pair away right now, and then we'll give the other pair away later. So we have your chance right now to score a pair of tickets to see your Battlehawks take on the San Antonio Brahmas in a home playoff game this Sunday at 6 p.m. at the Battle Dome at America's Center. Be part of the home field advantage when the Battlehawks take on the Brahmas for conference supremacy. Only one team will move to the United Football League Championship, and tickets start at just $25. They're available at UFL.com/tickets, or you can win free tickets right now by having the correct answer to our trivia question. All you have to do is text in 314-399-9646. We had a trivia question yesterday, or 2 days ago, because we didn't hand out the tickets yesterday, about Anthony Becht and where he was drafted. Which team was he drafted when he was drafted in the first round, the year that he was taken, which was 2000. He was anybody?
Jet.
New York Football Jet. That's right. Played 4 seasons for the Jets, 2000,
I
2004.
was like, I ain't answered that.
That was the question 2 days ago. Where did our guy Anthony Becht attend college? Where did he play his college ball? If you have the correct answer and you're the 101st texter, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Speaking of BK and Ferrario, they were having a conversation today about the importance of stars, and they related to the Stanley Cup final. You got Connor McDavid, you got Matthew Tkachuk. Will it draw in the more casual sports fan? I want to ask you guys, do we overestimate the impact of stars when it comes to the casual sports fan? That's next on 101 ESPN. It's the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. I was driving and listening to BK and Ferrario and, of course, T-Bone today, and they were having a conversation about Connor McDavid and Matthew Tkachuk in the Stanley Cup Final, and whether or not the star power of guys like McDavid and Matthew Tkachuk will draw in more of the casual fan. And they had a really good discussion on it. At one point, I think BK asked, do we overestimate the star power or the impact that stars can have on the casual fan? The more I thought about it, I think that is absolutely 100% the case. I think we overestimate a star like Connor McDavid and whether or not he and he alone is going to draw in the casual sports fan. NHL fan is already tuned in.
Correct.
They're going to watch. Jamie can't wait for Saturday, game one. Marsh can't wait for Saturday, game one. But when it comes to the casual sports fan, the one that may not watch a ton of hockey, just tunes in to catch certain games in the playoffs, maybe. I don't know if McDavid alone will do that.
So there's two ways of looking at it for me. One, it's not that the superstar will automatically grab the casual fan and they're hooked, right? But the superstar gets the eyeballs to the game. So when ESPN, TNT, whatever network you're watching or listening to, and they start pumping up Connor McDavid and showing highlights of him, if you're in Texas or you're in Arizona and you're a casual sports, casual hockey fan, you're going, first of all, you probably know who Connor McDavid is.
Yes.
Second of all, you're tuning in to watch the beginning of that game. You're watching Edmonton, Florida. Then it's up to the game itself to hook you as a fan.
Sure.
I think the superstars draw you to the game, and then the game has to keep you. So that's why good matchups are important. That's why people like Matthew Tkachuk and storylines are so important. That's why a lot of these national networks, that's what they do. They don't dive into the numbers so much. They dive into the storytelling because the casual fan wants to know what the drama is.
Bingo. I think storylines matter more than stars.
But if the star is a part of the storyline, that's the bigger deal.
I think people will get drawn into the storyline and stay for the stars. Does that make sense? I think because initially you have to have something to tune in.
Your selling point is McDavid versus Tkachuk.
See,
that's your selling point.
Okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, I think you're right on the storyline aspect of it. And I'll give you one key example. One of the highest rated, and let's not use football, okay, or even basketball. Let's use the two sports that are, and not that NBA isn't, but the two sports that are marathon seasons and are regional by fan base. It's hockey and baseball.
Yep.
They're regional sports. They're marathon regular seasons. One of the highest drawing World Series in the last 10 to 20 years was what?
Dodgers, Red Sox.
No.
Really?
One of the highest rated.
In the last 10 years?
I'll throw 20 years.
I don't know.
Drew a lot of eyeballs.
Cardinals, Red Sox.
No.
Is that what you said?
I said
You said
Dodgers, Red Sox, which is surprising that that's not the highest one.
Yeah.
Which one was that? COVID?
That was 2018 with
there
Mookie
was the
Betts.
Rays. COVID was the Rays. No. You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Give us a hint.
You hated one of these teams.
Cubs.
Oh, Cubs,
Indians.
Because no one had won.
Nobody had. Yeah.
It's a
so
storyline.
many years.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was a storyline. People wanted to see if the Cubs would break that curse, that drought. And because the Indians also had kind of a drought going, that helped. But people wanted to see whether or not the Cubs were going to get past the whatever curse, whatever favorite curse you have with when it associated with the Cubs, if they were going to do it. They stayed because it was a hell of a series. Wound up going 7 games. I think storylines matter more initially. Then if you get there and like, holy crap, that's right, Connor McDavid's a god, then you stay for that. So that's just my opinion.
What's the storyline for this playoffs?
Exactly.
I don't think there is one.
There you go.
I think for me,
That's why I'm saying I think we overestimate.
Well, I think the storyline is pretty
impact.
simple. It's the first Canadian team since last time, or the first Canadian team in a while, but a Canadian team hasn't won the Cup since 1993. So I think that's part of the storyline right there. You've got the United States, Canada, they've got their ponies in this race, and you're going to try and market that as well as the greatest player in the game against maybe the most impactful player in the game in Matthew Tkachuk.
See, I was looking at this Stanley Cup final while it was the conference finals. I thought the best matchup for the NHL would have been the superstar versus the best market, which would have been New York. If New York was in the Stanley Cup, everyone's talking about it because New York is in the Stanley Cup. They're in a final, right? And so I think the best matchup for the NHL would have been Edmonton, New York, whereas I think the best matchup itself would have been Dallas and Florida, because I think those are the two best teams from a matchup standpoint. I don't know if Edmonton really can hang with Florida. I think Dallas had a better shot of doing that. I also think New York-Dallas would have been a good final as well, because you look at it from a football standpoint, New York versus Dallas, they're bitter rivals in a different sport. Maybe that could translate to the NHL as well. So I think you have to have a really strong market and a really talented player. And I don't know if you have either of those, or not either of those, but I don't think you have a great market when it comes to the Stanley Cup final.
No, I think you're right, first and foremost. I also think that what you're talking about when you discuss Connor McDavid and the, kind of the overall team of the Panthers, I think that's what's going to draw in the hockey fan.
For sure. Absolutely.
The casual sports fan plays more into what you're saying about, is it a bigger market? And two, is there a villain? I think right now in sports, we lack villains. We lack, the Warriors, with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And a side of Draymond Green. Yeah. All of a sudden, you started to root against the Warriors. Yeah. The NFL, which did not need a villain, but got the perfect one in Brady, Belichick, and the Patriots, that was a draw. You either tuned in because you wanted to see the greatness, or you wanted to see it disrupted. I think that in baseball, I won't speak to hockey. Maybe you, Jamie, maybe you can speak to this a little bit better. But in baseball, you don't have the villains.
You
don't have
the
people.
Yankees.
Exactly.
And it's not anymore. Maybe
they're too likable now.
And the Dodgers are too likable as well.
I like Judge. Yeah. I like Stanton.
Yeah.
I like Anthony Volpe.
Yeah. The Dodgers are too likable as well. Like, they got good guys. Like,
I like Juan Soto.
You're going to root for Mookie Betts. You're going to root for Shohei. You like to see those guys have success, even though they've paid billions of dollars, $1 billion to have that team together. In terms of the casual fan for hockey, I don't know that one superstar is capable of doing it. I think for a casual fan, a person that doesn't, hockey is a sport that if you watch it live, it is so different than watching it on TV. Like, seeing it, if you were to go to a Stanley Cup final game and you saw Connor McDavid, you'd be like, oh my God, this is probably the best thing I've ever seen in life. But to watch it on TV is a little bit different for a casual fan. Now that's because you talk about game one, I'm thinking tonight, NBA Finals. I'm not thinking Saturday. Like, I watch hockey, but I wouldn't consider myself an avid hockey. I know what's going on, but I'm not as detailed as you are. But basketball, I think that is easier to digest than hockey can be at times.
Well, I think it depends on the audience, too.
Yeah.
Right? It depends on the viewer.
Yeah.
And I'll just go back to when Wayne Gretzky was traded from the Oilers to the LA Kings. Wayne Gretzky was a superstar, and people showed up in droves to watch Wayne Gretzky. People turned on the TV to watch Wayne Gretzky.
Sure.
So I do feel like Connor McDavid being in Edmonton handicaps this a little bit. If he was an LA King, if he was a New York Ranger, if he was a Chicago Blackhawk, if he was like one of the major markets, it would be everywhere. The casual fan would be like, I can't miss McDavid.
Yeah.
But they go, oh, he's a great player. Yeah, I don't really know. The games are on. You don't get to see him much. He's in the bad time zone. You're like, yeah. So this is why when Gretzky was traded from Edmonton to LA, it was literally a shot of steroids to the NHL to grow.
Sure.
And it did. It was boom. And then Gretzky came here, which was nice, wish we would have kept him, but then he went to New York. So he hit L.A. and New York with
and
the Rangers.
St. Louis.
And St. Louis.
He passed through the gateway city first.
He did, and he still lives here, so he must have liked it. But that was a massive push for the NHL to grow when he hit those major markets as the greatest player on the planet.
That's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. What's trending is next. And despite the NBA Finals starting tonight and the Stanley Cup Final starting on Saturday night, the world of college basketball / the NBA had the biggest story today. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Well, Carey, you were just talking about it. The NBA Finals are finally here. It's going to be one heck of a matchup. You got Luka, you got Tatum, got a couple of really great teams there, and you've also got a great partner in FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Carey, right now, new customers to FanDuel, they're getting $200 in bonus bets, and hey, all they have to do is place a winning $5 bet.
Yeah, Jamie, that's $200 to use on live bets, same game parlays, so much more. There's no better place to bet on all the finals action than America's #1 sports book. That live betting is an interesting one. You see something you like happening in the game, you can, let me dial in. I want to do that. I want more, give me more. You can do that live while the game is taking place, Anthony.
Yeah, if you have maybe a read on a certain team or a player, you're like, man, this is not going to go well for this team. You can live bet it at FanDuel, but you got to get signed up to take advantage of the promo that Jamie just read to you. So go to FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast to get started to take your shot at an extra $200 with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager. Only $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued now. Withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals will take on the Colorado Rockies tonight. 4-game series here in St. Louis. Sonny Gray will take the mound tonight, going up against Cal Quantrill. First pitch is at 6:45 tonight on 101 ESPN. You can listen to Game 1 of the NBA Finals between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. Pre-game for that starts at 6:30. What's trending is coming up next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Anthony, you just teased it at the end of the last segment. The Los Angeles Lakers are targeting UConn's men's basketball head coach Dan Hurley as the franchise's next coach and are preparing a massive long-term contract offer to bring the back-to-back NCAA national champion to the NBA. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a great move for the Lakers. I think it's a great move for Hurley. If Jay Wright decides to leave Villanova, when Villanova is a dominant program, established, Jay Wright has a thing going in the right direction, no pun intended. You see him leave. You see him walk away. Mm-hmm. Nick Saban eventually walked away. Now, I know Nick Saban was older, but the landscape in college sports with the transfer portal, with NIL, all that, it's a lot tougher to just be a head coach / recruiter these days. So I think for Hurley, back-to-back championships at UConn. First time anybody's done it since Billy Donovan at Florida did it in the middle of the 2000s. He's got a spot now where he jumps to the NBA. You got LeBron, you got Anthony Davis. There's a lot to clean up there. But look, I think his play, his style will translate. I think he's a good enough head coach to figure out what works in the NBA as well. I'm actually very intrigued by this.
I am too, but you just said two names.
LeBron and Anthony Davis. Yeah.
Will they respect what Hurley has to say?
LeBron definitely will, because he
really?
is. Yeah.
The first time he corrects LeBron or comes up with something LeBron doesn't like, you don't think LeBron is going to be like, who is this guy?
I think LeBron has such admiration for the Hurley family that he.
How do you know
he
that?
will, because LeBron has talked about growing up rooting for the Hurley brothers, the Hurley father.
Okay.
Following the Hall of Famer.
I just go back to, and you know, this time around could be different. But CD, coaching college kids and running it the way they do as a father figure, like the boss. I'm the boss and you're the kids. And then going to the big leagues, whether it's the NFL or NBA or even the NHL for that matter, you get in there and you start doing that like, I'm the boss and this is the college routine. It rubs players the wrong way sometimes.
It doesn't really fly with professional athletes. I thought this was a foregone conclusion that J.J. Redick would be the next head coach of the Lakers. To see, Hurley's name today was a little bit, it threw me off because I didn't expect that at all. But I think if you're going in that direction, you are understand. I think LeBron is at the point in his career where he's on the back nine, clearly, right? He's almost done at some point. And so as an organization, you can't make decisions based off of the superstar athlete anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, you've done it for the last few years, 5, 10, 15 years of his career, yes. But when you're on the tail end of it, which he is, you have to do what's best for the organization. And I think that's what the Lakers are doing. And I think that's the sign that they're showing if they plan on hiring Dan Hurley as their head coach. Because J.J. Redick, in my opinion, would be for LeBron. Dan Hurley would be for the Lakers. And so if you're an organization, you want to hire the person that's going to be there longer than your superstar player is. Because, again, he might have 2-3 years left. And you would assume that Dan Hurley is going to be there for the next 5, hopefully 5 to 10.
Why wouldn't you hire somebody that's going to be there for the Lakers?
Correct.
As opposed to just LeBron.
Which, to me, it shows me that the Lakers organization, they're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Like you want to appease your superstar. You want him to be happy. But damn it, you're going to retire soon. And as all players do, coaches have a longer shelf life than any player does. So you hire the right coach for your organization as opposed to the right coach for that specific player.
Yeah, I agree.
I just hope it works.
It might not. I'm just saying. I think that if you look at the situation, you trying to figure out what's the best long term for the organization, like Carey was talking about. What's also best maybe for LeBron in the short term. I understand your point. He's a coach killer. You know, he's somebody that gets coaches canned when he does, as soon as he doesn't like it. I get that. But I think that this might be a nice combination of things here for both LeBron short term and long term for the Lakers.
I hope so, because in my opinion, the NBA is a better place when the Lakers are good. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Guys, UFL President Russ Brandon joined KMOX this morning talking about St. Louis fans and why the UFL decided to ultimately choose St. Louis as the UFL championship destination. He went on to say, I can't tell you the amount of people who watch Battlehawk games, talk about the fan reactions, and just watching it on television. This is a huge opportunity for St. Louis. It's a championship-type town, especially next week if the Battlehawks get in. It could be an opportunity to sell out the Dome, and we would challenge the fans to sell it out. Do you think if the Battlehawks make it, that the entire Battle Dome will be full of fans?
So I happen to be talking to a Battlehawks representative this morning, a good friend of mine for 20-plus years. And he was actually a little surprised in a concerned way. The ticket sales for this playoff game haven't gone as fast and as big as they anticipated. They said it's great, don't get me wrong, probably going to be in that 30,000, 35,000, but this is a playoff game.
You would expect
the Battlehawks and the UFL expected it to be 40, 45. Like you had 40 for the first home game, I believe, right? 40 and change.
Yeah.
So ticket sales are a little slow right now.
Interesting.
And the team is just wondering if people just think it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to get to the championship game and they're waiting to buy their championship game tickets. But it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And the UFL, obviously, financially, because they all share the same kitty, that's what it is they're really wanting to generate ticket sales for both games. But to the original question is, do I think they could sell it out? I think they could get 60,000. I think for a championship game, because now whoever they play will be bringing their fans too. Now, they won't be like Battlehawks fans, don't get me wrong.
Who is?
But nobody is.
All right.
But even if it's 5,000 to 8,000 people that decide to come, that's another 5,000 to 8,000. Let's say you have 40,000 or 42,000 plus the 8,000. Now you're at 50,000. So 60,000 is not out of the realm of possibility.
I am surprised though, given that information. And look, we still got a couple of days here, so scoop up your tickets, get your Battlehawks. They're only $25. TheUFL.com/tickets, $25 gets you in the door. I am a little surprised though that it's a little slow going. Hopefully it picks up in the next 48 hours.
Well, now that the city of St. Louis has been challenged.
Yeah.
Because I heard the challenge there.
Right.
And this city doesn't back down from a challenge.
No,
It does
never.
not.
Well, and with the UFL championship game, I was thinking this before the show
fast lane
started.
yourself.
That's right.
The 618 brings up a great point, and I was thinking the same thing. June 16th is when the UFL championship game is. That's the same day as Father's Day. I don't know if this is poor planning on the UFL.
take your dad to a
I understand that. I understand that. Don't be doing that. I'm being realistic here.
You think he wants to sit at home and grill? He wants to go to a Battlehawks game.
He wants to tailgate.
He doesn't want to
Keg
sit up. He
stand?
doesn't. Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be out there on the grill on Father's Day. He wants someone to grill for him at a tailgate with a beverage in his hand, going to the Battlehawks.
Getting ready for his
blue.
caw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ripping his tarp off
That's
at the
what
game.
Yeah.
You'll never forget this Father's Day.
Marsh, go ahead. Make your
Tried
point,
to warn you.
Make your point.
It's a good point.
The
Marsh.
618 says a lot of people could be busy or out of town.
Well,
If
get back
you're
in town. Get
Damn
back
it,
in
get
town.
down to the battle.
Come on. It's very likely to be the Stallions. Revenge spot. Now we got to get past the Brahmas, but
Hamas.
revenge spot against the Stallions in the championship game.
Do you think?
Let's go. It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Are we overreacting to the bullpen usage for the Cardinals? Carey shaking his head no. And then he literally just said no. So I'll tell you why
Wait till
next
you hear the numbers.
on 101 ESPN.
You should know that it's not sustainable, the workload that they have right now. I think it's the biggest storyline around this team, and that's a team that has underperformed. Your big guys really have not taken off the way that you wanted to, which is a huge storyline for you. But I really do think this back end of the bullpen, look at the recipe for success. How many times have the Cardinals won by like 5 or more where you didn't have to use those guys? Less than a handful on the season. I mean, it is really one of those things where if you have the lead in the 6th inning and you have 7, 8, 9 with those guys, you feel great about it. But at some point, you're going to see it wear down. You need to figure out ways to build in some rest for these guys. But it doesn't work from April through October. Like, you need other guys to step up, and you need to score more runs.
So there's a guy, Brad Thompson, yesterday on the show, Fastlane 101 ESPN. When we asked him about bullpen usage, since he was a reliever, I asked him specifically, how much should we know? How much should we be concerned? And you heard his answers. One of the biggest storylines for the Cardinals right now. Well, Brendan Schaefer online, B. Schaefer 12, said we have gotten disproportionate. Thank you. Disproportionate with the talk of burning out relievers. My mind gets working fast sometimes, fellas. Sorry.
Great, Anthony.
My bad. Not one Cardinal reliever ranks among the MLB top 30 relievers in pitches thrown. JoJo is highest at 36, Fernandez 56, Kittredge 105. Perfectly reasonable. They're on the team to pitch, and while you can't use them every night, you can and should use them on the nights where the game script is designed for you to use them. Carey, you had said, while I was teasing this segment, you said, it is a concern how much the high leverage guys are being used. Yeah. You heard BT. BT backs that up as well. After hearing some of the numbers, do you still feel that way?
Yes. Because I feel like the
Walrus skin goes orange reading group. You got it. Still haven't graduated.
I think it's important to understand the innings that they're pitching in. It's not. We talked about this, and BT said that yesterday as well. It's not like they're pitching in 5-run lead games where the team is up by 5. You're pitching in high leverage moments, which again, it becomes more stressful. It's harder on your body, and it's repetitive. It's night after night after night. If this team wants to win, JoJo Romero has to pitch, Andrew Kittredge has to pitch, and Ryan Helsley have to pitch. That's been the recipe for success because the starters aren't going past 6, so your 7th, 8th, and 9th, you know that those 3 guys are going to be up. Ryan Helsley is leading the league in saves right now. I believe he has more saves now this year than he did all of last year. It is going to come to a point where you're going to have to give those guys days off, even in those high leverage moments, because you can't be thrown out there in stressful situations every single night and expected to perform well. We saw it a couple of games ago with JoJo Romero when he got knocked around a little bit and they lost that game. Those things are going to happen the more you toss them out there and expect them to perform at a high level. At some point, you're going to have a moment where Kyle Leahy is pitching in the 7th inning, in the 8th inning. Hopefully Gallegos is back healthy. He's pitching. You're going to have to – Matthew Liberatore is going to have to pitch and maybe close the game, because at some point, just throwing those guys out there every single night is going to be harmful, and it's going to hurt the team at some point.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the last part there. I think – looking at the numbers and seeing that JoJo's the highest at 36th, it changes my point of view slightly, because I thought these guys were getting just burnt out. They're not. I mean, I shouldn't say they're not, because I don't know. I'm not them. I don't have the arm that they're like. I can't say that they're not. Maybe they are. But the numbers bear it out to where other guys are being used a lot more. Now, Anthony, I asked you in the break, and we haven't been able to verify or check. Maybe you have. I don't know. The top 30 relievers with the most pitches thrown, what teams do they play on? I wonder if they're playing on successful teams or if they're just being thrown to the wolves out there because they're so bad.
Nothing else.
Exactly. Right. So that to me is kind of relevant. But there's definitely something to be said, Carey, like you said, about the high leverage, the high stress innings, high stress at bats for these guys going out there. It would be nice. Ultimately, it would be amazing to have Gallegos come back and be Gallegos, because now you can kind of put him in there at times where maybe you don't need Romero, maybe you don't need Kittredge, because you've got Gallegos that can go out there. So, we'll see.
I do have some. Go ahead.
Can you tell me those numbers again when you said 36 for JoJo? What is that?
And again, this is from Brendan Schaefer on Twitter. He said, not one Cardinal reliever ranks among the Major League Baseball top 30 relievers in pitches thrown. Yeah.
Okay.
JoJo Romero is highest at 36. Fernandez 56. Kittredge 105.
Okay.
You got the numbers though?
So I did look up quickly, and these are I don't have pitches thrown, but I have innings.
Okay.
Innings pitched. Ryan Yarbrough has thrown the most from relievers at 41 and a third. I checked. He does not have a game start. He's only appeared in 17 games, but he's thrown the most innings.
What team?
The Dodgers.
He's probably a middle reliever.
Dreamweaver.
Oh, the Dreamweaver.
Yankees, 36 and 2/3. Derek Law of the Nationals, 35 and 2/3. Bryce Jarvis of the Diamondbacks, 35. Alex Faedo for the Tigers, 34 and 2/3. That's your top 5. I'm looking in the top 10, mostly bad teams. Colorado, Oakland, Pittsburgh. You've got one pitcher from Milwaukee, Brian Hudson, who's thrown 33 and 2/3. And Houston, Seth Martinez, 33 and a third.
Does it have where the Cardinals, or first Cardinals pitcher?
First Cardinal is JoJo Romero at 31 innings pitched.
And where does he rank on
18th.
that? 18th. Okay.
Which coincides with what Brennan tweeted out about the pitches thrown.
But when you look at the games played in, the top player was 32 games in Tyler Rogers.
You have the Giants.
JoJo is right there at 29 games, I believe. And so you're not only talking about, obviously the pitches thrown, you're coming in, getting your guys out, but that's getting up every day, throwing in the bullpen. True. Like all of those things will begin to wear on your body. If the most games played in is 32 and you're at 29 and you're JoJo Romero, that means every time you're getting up 29 times to go warm up in the bullpen, every single one of those moments, it's taking more out of you. And then again, those are high leverage moments. I don't know if TJ McFarland for the Oakland A's is pitching in 1-run games, right?
Yeah.
JoJo is, generally speaking, 2-run games where you got to lead and you're trying to sustain it. So those numbers sound great. You're not pitching a lot of pitches, but you're playing in a lot of games and playing in a lot of innings.
No, you're right. I think
that's
a really good point. Yeah, you're getting up, you're having to throw. I'll say this though, if you want to win games, these are your guys. And even if you acquire, I made this point in the break because I thought about this more too. Even if you were to acquire bullpen help, you're still. It's not like these guys are being preserved.
You're still using your guys.
You're still going to use them, yeah.
You're acquiring guys that have also been used. Why have they been used? Because you're hoping to acquire somebody decent for your bullpen. Why are they decent? Because they're pitching.
Yeah.
So you're going to acquire guys with mileage on the tires too.
And we get a great text to the Air Comfort Service text line from the 314. They say, I would argue that we're using them efficiently given our record. If we were 36 and 23 with this formula, I'd be concerned, but we're not pitching them in games we're losing.
It's a great point. Yeah.
But they have to pitch in games for you to win.
I agree, but that's where you're at, right?
We're saying, yeah. You have to use them. It's a point where, the
but
Cardinals.
All the good teams use their best guys in games they win.
They do. But this is why I feel like starting pitching has changed so much in the last 20, 30 years because your starter would go 8 innings, 9 innings, complete game.
Those days are gone.
Those days are gone. And so you're going to run into, I don't know that you will, but you could potentially run into a problem with those 3 guys having to go out there pretty much every night in order for you to win.
You're right. All right, the lineup is out, so we will play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN. Fastline on 101 ESPN. That sounder means it's time to play lineup game. 3:05. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Cardinals open up a new series 4-game set against the Colorado Rockies tonight. Cal Quantrill, right-hander, will toe the rubber for the Rockies tonight. Sonny Gray is on the hill for the Cardinals.
Come on, baby.
Let's go. All right, Mason Wynn, couple of days off for him.
Oh, he's in. Got to be your leadoff guy,
Got to be your leadoff guy. I agree.
Straight from the clubhouse to the leadoff position. Show me. Us. All of us. Mason Wynn.
Well
Carey,
done.
you're allowed to be happy. It's your guy.
I'm excited. All right, I'm excited.
All right, I'm excited.
Hate to see you angry.
Jamie, I also feel like this is kind of your guy.
This is his
My
guy.
big burly dude.
Yeah. I feel like you've kind of
It's my boy.
adopted him.
Yeah, got the room all made up at the house again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on over. You know, you want to crush beers with me, Pearly?
You took Carlos Martinez's name off the
Well, and then it
Wall.
was the other guy.
the barber.
Yeah, and then the one kid who came up had a couple of real big hits and disappeared.
It wasn't Luke and Baker, was it?
No, it was
Last year?
No, this is a couple years now.
ago. Oh, text line helped me out.
Yeah, he was
We
kind
had
of
his
a bigger
dad
guy.
on. His dad was on the show with us.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What was his name?
What position?
First, he kind of played first base.
bench, first base, off the bench, bat.
Yeah.
He had,
Did it start with an R?
I can't
he had
remember
an
this kid's
unbelievable
name.
spring training.
Oh, you guys.
I know, it's terrible. I even had a nickname for him, too. Oh, who is it?
He stayed at your house.
He did.
You invited him in and you don't remember his
John
name?
Nagowski.
John Nagowski.
yeah.
That's right. And then he was like
Called him No-Go
DFA'd.
and the big Nagowski.
Yeah. You were taking him in the home run derby.
The Nogfather.
The Nogfather. Wound up with the Pirates. That's right.
The kids loved him. He was great. He loved to color.
Anyways, I feel like this is your guy.
Yeah. Show us. Alec Burleson. Can't take an all-star out of the game, can you?
No, you cannot.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Actually.
That's right. All right, so this has got to be, go ahead.
Paul. Just Paul Goldschmidt.
Otherwise known as RL Chalk.
It's got to be,
Nolan Gorman.
yeah.
Show us Nolan Gorman. If you guys don't mind,
Go for it.
show us. No. Okay.
Okay, so this is where it gets greasy.
First fives tend to be okay, and then this is where things.
I think it's
Herrera?
It's Herrera, I think.
I think it's Herrera.
Who else was in here before?
Donovan. Yeah, Donovan there.
Donovan was there. Was Carpenter there?
Carp
Yeah,
was
I
there.
don't
but
think
I don't think
Carp is
Carp's in
playing.
tonight.
No.
I don't think.
Who? I feel like we're missing somebody else. Or
It's
we
Herrera or
Carpenter, Donovan.
Lars isn't.
Lars is out.
He's out.
All right, so
Won't be Dylan
Donovan or
Carlson.
Herrera.
Yeah.
I think it might go Donovan, then Herrera.
You just changed.
Donovan, then Herrera.
I know.
Okay. You're allowed to change
It's
your mind.
America,
It's
Carey.
America. You're allowed to change your mind.
Says the Canadian.
So I was thinking about this, actually. I was in Canada for 18 years.
Yeah.
I've been in the United States ever since. Does that make me more American?
That's where you're born and raised. Like
but-
your youth. Your
Is
childhood.
it though? Or is
Yeah,
it where
I
you
think so.
become a man and pay taxes for 25
That's
years?
now
that's a really
that is
good
a valid
point.
now.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good
actually, it's
question.
been 30 years. 30 years of paying U.S. taxes.
Yeah.
And
You're
employing U.S. citizens.
you're American.
All right.
Yeah, but you went away. No.
You're more.
I
You're
had
more
to go
American.
away to stay.
You like paying people here in America,
Yeah.
giving Americans jobs.
Yeah.
You're more American than a lot.
The American dream.
There
Yep.
you go.
Plus, you don't put your cheese on the bottom of the burger. So yeah,
I'm the top.
Ridiculous.
yeah, always on
You're
the top.
guy.
Yeah.
The cheese on the top.
Absolutely. Yep.
So are we doing Donnie here? Or
Yeah. What did you decide after all that?
I don't know.
Since you changed your mind on us.
I said I think
Well,
it's Brendan
say it.
Donovan.
Go ahead.
But no, you guys are...
I like it. I like
Go ahead.
Donovan here.
Show us Brendan Donovan. Oh, thank goodness.
Now this is Herrera.
Yeah, this is Herrera. Go ahead, CD.
Show us Ivan Herrera.
All right, so we got a catcher, first base, second base, third base.
Need a center fielder.
Donovan's in
That's
left.
Siani.
That's Siani. So Siani will be ninth.
Need a DH.
Is AB in right field, so we need a DH here. So this is Carpenter.
Oh.
The way that we have it lined up.
You want Carpenter? Go ahead.
Well, okay, so the way we have it lined up, we got our shortstop, we got our right fielder and Alec Burleson.
Donnie's in left.
Donnie's in left. Siani, we're assuming, is in center field, but he's batting ninth.
Maybe Dylan Carlson is playing.
Or
and Burley is DH.
Is Herrera the DH?
No, you think Pahis is playing?
Oh, and Pahi, Pahi's played the other. No, because Herrera.
Pahi's played yesterday.
So Herrera, then, I think,
Herrera's
is
catching.
behind it. I think this is Matt Carpenter by process of elimination.
You go ahead. It could be Dylan Carlson, though.
As
It's
a
either one of
DH?
those two.
No, that's a designated hitter.
Yeah, and listen, I didn't understand.
One would have to hit.
That mean Burley would be the DH.
Yeah, ouch. Yeah, Burley would be the D. No, I think.
You go ahead. You have at it.
Show us Matt Carpenter. Oh, nice. All right.
The MARP.
We got the.
Yeah, shut it.
You guys don't believe in the jinx.
Is Michael Siani?
Yes, sir.
Show us Michael Siani.
That'd be bad if it wasn't.
It would be bad.
But not today.
Today. Nice job, boys.
Copy.
Real nice job. That was good.
No, I know. I'm just playing it.
Way to go,
Very
guys.
proud of you guys.
I'm proud of you.
You almost ruined it, though.
Me?
Yeah, you almost said it.
I felt. Oh.
You almost said it. And then it wouldn't have been Siani, even if, you see what I'm saying?
He would have got scratched.
Right then, as we
I would have taken him out of the game.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. That would ruin it.
Marsh, run it for us.
All right, leading off the
good point,
shortstop is Mason Wynn. Batting second, right fielder Alec Burleson. Batting third, your first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Your cleanup hitter, second baseman Nolan Gorman. Batting fifth, third baseman Nolan Arenado. Batting sixth in left field, Brendan Donovan. Batting seventh, the catcher, Ivan Herrera. Batting eighth, the DH, Matt Carpenter. And batting ninth, your center fielder, Michael Siani.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair! Go fair! I don't believe what I just saw! Home run!
All right, Marsh, you got the standings for us for the home run derby.
All right. I am in first place with 14 points. Jamie is in second with 10. Carey is in third with 6. And congratulations, Anthony. You're just inchworming your way up this leaderboard with
Chopping that
3
wood.
points. 3
Interesting choice of
points.
words.
Chopping wood.
Yeah. I meant Marsh.
I don't like it.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't had a home run in a while.
It sucks when you don't. Trust me. Yeah. It was tough there for a while.
Yeah.
Couldn't look at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Told the kids to look away. But, hey, here we are. Got 3 now. All right, Andrew Marsh. What do you got?
Jamie, I am so sorry. But I am taking Alec Burleson.
Son of a batch of biscuits.
Oh, man.
That's all right. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to go Nolan Gorman.
Oh, you guys are terrible. You know what?
He's got a couple for me.
He's good.
Become quite fond.
Yes.
Give me Nolan Arenado.
Oh, Carey's hoping he can capitalize on recent success here.
And a former team as well.
That's
There
right.
you go.
Revenge game.
That was your guy.
Give me Matt Carpenter. He's a 3 spot, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got to be.
All right. Going Matt Carpenter.
By the way, I filled these out beforehand trying to predict who you would pick.
Oh, wow.
I had Jamie picking Nolan Gorman once I moved, or once I picked Alec Burleson.
Okay.
Anthony, I had you picking Nolan Arenado.
That makes
and I had
sense.
Carey picking Mason Wynn because he hit a home run the other day.
Carey doesn't believe in Mason anymore.
I actually do.
Clearly. Carey knows about the bad back.
We didn't have a pick that day. It was a Saturday.
Why would you
or
pick him
Sunday.
today? He's well rested.
He is well
You
rested.
got a point.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's gonna.
You just think he's got a bad back.
I think Nolan is gonna hit 2.
Fair enough.
Hopefully.
All right.
All right, we got hot take or hot garbage next. If you got a hot take or hot garbage statement that you want to send us, send it to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Hot take, hot garbage next. take. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Time to play Hot Take or Hot Garbage with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. If you have a hot take or hot garbage statement that you want to make, send it to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Marsh, go.
All right, this first one comes from the 314. Hot take or hot garbage? The NBA Finals is the most compelling series in 20 years.
Ooh,
any series or just the NBA Finals?
NBA, I think, is what they're talking about.
That's hot garbage.
I mean, there have been some pretty good finals in the last 20 years.
In the last 20 years.
Think about some of the championships for LeBron. Think about like 20 years.
I think, no. I mean, watching the Warriors and LeBron go back and forth for like 3 years in a row. Was it 3 years?
It was just 4.
4 years in a row.
Yep.
Like that was pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
No. This is exciting, I think, but it isn't. I don't think it reaches the level of.
I mean, the Lakers, the 2010 Lakers led by Phil Jackson and the Celtics with Doc Rivers.
Yeah, that's way better.
Kobe Bryant won.
That was exciting.
Kobe won the MVP, Finals MVP. That one was really good. Or even, honestly, the 2008 Lakers-Celtics series, when it was Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, led by Doc Rivers against Phil Jackson, the Lakers, and Kobe. I think that was more compelling, too.
Wasn't that? I think that was the only time they played because the Lakers played the Magic.
No, it was,
Did they not?
It was 08 and 10.
The most.
Okay.
I'll go back to the Pistons because it's 20 years. This is 2004. Pistons versus Lakers. When the Pistons beat Shaq and Kobe. And no one, and I mean, they beat the hell out of them, 4-1. Like, gentleman's sweep, Jamie. No one expected the Pistons to be able to win that series. That
Pistons, so I got to the radio station in Detroit in 05. So they went back to the finals and they lost to the Spurs when Rasheed Wallace left Robert Horry open.
Oh, yeah.
At the elbow.
Yeah.
And Horry sunk a shot to kind of. Anyways, that Pistons team, badass.
Yeah.
That was Ben Wallace, Sheed, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Chauncey Billups. Yeah, that.
Darko Milicic.
Well,
he was there.
So, yeah, I'm going to say hot garbage on that as well.
From the 573 hot take or hot garbage, frustrations towards Doug Armstrong will only intensify if Matthew Tkachuk wins a Stanley Cup after Army failed to acquire him.
Hot garbage on that one, simply because we don't know all the goings on behind closed doors.
Yeah, we're not privy to all of it.
And when you look at the deal that Calgary was able to ultimately offer, or that Florida was ultimately able to offer Calgary, like they traded a 115-point player to the Calgary Flames, and they traded a number 1, number 2 defenseman in Mackenzie Weegar. Like, those are 2 premier positions, by the way.
Right.
And yes, Matthew Tkachuk's a star, but I just don't know if Army had the same equity to pass on. Like, he wasn't going to trade Robert Thomas for Matthew Tkachuk, because if you're trading for Matthew Tkachuk, you want him to play with Robert Thomas.
Right.
Was Kyrou part of the deal? Probably. But was he more of a more appealing choice than Huberdeau, who had 115 points? Probably not. Huberdeau's a little older, but you're looking at a 100-plus point guy. So I'm just going to say hot garbage just because we don't know, and ultimately you don't know what the Flames were asking for from Army.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Without knowing all of the details, that one's tough. So I'm with Jamie on that.
From the 314 hot take or hot garbage, Nolan Arenado is going to hit 2 home runs tonight. LOL.
Hot take.
Wow.
You got my text. Thank you, Marshall.
Did you take him?
I sent the text in, too.
Oh, okay. I got to go with hot garbage on that. Matt Carpenter is going to touch some seats tonight.
No. The bench, the dugout.
Well, yeah, he's DHing, so technically, I didn't know we were going all technical here.
I'm gonna start picking. I'm gonna start picking some bench players here and there.
Just sprinkle one
back in.
At what point does the crawdaddy come off the bench and hit one?
Yeah.
He's just smacking it pretty good here recently.
There's been one pinch hit home run, right?
This year?
This year?
For the Cardinals?
Yeah. Because I remember we talked about, Jamie, you had thought about the idea of if you have a pinch hit home run.
It's like 5 points.
It's 5 points.
Yeah.
Probably should be worth like 10 points, but
we could change it because nobody's hit that yet. So it's not like somebody would get
that would
screwed.
be life-changing. That would be awesome.
That would be life-changing.
So let's do that. Let's make it 10.
Make it 10
points. Because the odds of a bench player coming off the bench.
Incredibly
there's
low.
odds that guy may not come off the bench for the entire game.
Yeah, you at least if you take a starter, you have a shot.
Yeah.
I like it.
By the way, a few people are texting in asking about the Sounders. I just got called a bad name.
What?
Bad word, because I didn't play the Sounders. For those wondering, we don't play the Sounders when the Cardinals lose series.
What the hell?
We've established that.
You got called a bad word?
Yeah.
What did he say?
What word? What letters does it start
What are we
with?
telling these people today?
Wow.
Go fast lane yourself?
Go fast lane yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't play the Sounders when they give away series. That's just a fact. Come on.
It's what we do.
It's what we do.
Get with the program.
From the 724 hot take or hot garbage, Connor McDavid automatically becomes a top 5 player of all time if he wins the Stanley Cup this year.
Wow, all time.
Now, that's hot garbage. Look at some of the guys at the top. You got Gordie Howe, Wayne Gretzky, Bobby Orr, Mario Lemieux, let's Mark Messier with 6 Stanley Cups. Let's pump the brakes a little bit here. I'm not even getting into Patrick Roy.
How many does he have?
6. 4 with the Oilers. 5 with the Oilers and 1 with the Rangers. He actually, 4 with the Oilers. That's when Gretzky was there. Then Gretzky got traded. And the year after Gretzky got traded, Messier captained the Oilers to another Stanley Cup. And then in 94, captained the Rangers.
Not bad.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so it's pretty tough.
I knew Mark Messier was unbelievable. But I feel like we do him a disservice by not talking about him more.
I know.
But
he wasn't as
Gretzky,
flashy as like some of those guys, but the point totals are there, man. Like he put up numbers.
Oh yeah.
And he was a son of a to play against.
Didn't you tell me one time like he was one of the toughest or was that Jágr who you're saying?
Jágr was my biggest nemesis just because he's this giant mammoth of a man and he'd break 3 sticks on him in a game and he wouldn't even flinch.
Or Lemieux.
No, Jágr was tougher to play against.
Jágr, okay.
Really?
I knew he was one of those
Lemieux's
guys.
the guy that when he got on the ice, they yelled, "Rivers, get off! Get off!
I'm trying!
But I have the puck! Ice it!"
Clear it! You went to the camp?
From the 636 hot take or hot garbage, Alec Burleson should represent the Cardinals in the All-Star game this year.
I mean, I'm not going to fight against that.
Are you saying the only person that should represent the Cardinals?
The first person.
The first person is Ryan Helsley.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'm not going to debate it.
Right.
He's leading the league and leading majors in
Carey's
saves.
right.
Position player.
All right, position player.
I say he should.
Or Mason Wynn.
It's too many shortstops.
Yeah, that's
He's
tough.
made
He's in a
errors
premium
too.
position.
Yeah.
He has over 10 errors now, 10 or
with
more.
Mookie Betts playing the same damn
That's
position.
hard.
And
It's going to be tough.
C.J. Abrams. And
Have to be
who else?
elite.
Who else we got?
I think Burley's numbers put him right there. Gorman
Francisco
could be.
Lindor.
Gorman could be in the last
Ella de la Cruz.
25, 26 games here. Gorman's been a monster.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
It's weird. The Cardinals are middling, yet they have Helsley, Wynn, Burleson, and Gorman that we're talking about could be all-stars.
Yeah, well, you know who you're not saying that about? And
Goldie.
That's the problem. Therein lies the problem.
And Wilson Contreras. Where's he been? Guy's been lazy. You know what they're saying
his
last
arm.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
He'll be back.
All right. Fair enough.
He'll be back.
All right, that's Hot Take or Hot Garbage here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Is the Cardinals offense missing on their opportunities, their biggest opportunities at the dish? That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Colorado Rockies tonight. Sonny Gray on the mound going up against Kyle Quantrill. First pitch is at 6:45. We'll talk more about your St. Louis Cardinals coming up next, so stay tuned for that. Also tonight on 101 ESPN, you can listen to Game 1 of the NBA Finals between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. Pregame for that one starts at 6:30. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by
Saliga
Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. The Cardinals offense, they're missing out on their juicy opportunities. As Marsh wrote down there on the old grid for us today, the old topic grid. According to Redbird Rants, the St. Louis Cardinals meatball meltdown is a recipe for disaster.
Yep.
Meatballs are the ideal pitch for hitters in baseball. The Cardinals have faltered when hitting them. Talked about the percentage of times that the Cardinals haven't been able to connect on their meatball opportunity. So basically anything that was center cut for them. According to Baseball Savant, the Cardinals have seen the most meatballs this year by percentage. 8.5% of the pitches Cardinal hitters have seen this year have been dubbed meatballs. That's great, writes Redbird Rants. The Cardinals have seen easy pitches to hit more often than other teams. The issue, however, is that batters aren't swinging at this generous quantity of meat. Rather, the Cardinals have the lowest meatball swing percentage of any team in baseball. They're swinging at just 73% of these juicy offerings. So they're seeing a bunch of pitches to hit, but they're leaving the bats on the shoulders until that opportunity comes when the pitch is 3 feet out of the zone. Then they're taking their best hacks.
That's the one I've been waiting on.
So do you think this has something to do with a team approach to the at-bats? Because I wonder, and what this article doesn't say is, where in the count are these meatballs? So to say, like, is it the first pitch and they're waiting? Is it the second pitch? Does it even come if it's an 0-2 pitch? Like,
is it 3-0?
Is it 3? Like, where is that coming into play? It is a little bit alarming, knowing that just the other day, listening to Kyle Gibson and Randy and them talking on the morning show about that the 0-2 pull rate is like off the charts for guys that are just like at 2 strikes, they're swinging out of their shoes. They don't care. They're not afraid of the strikeout.
Yeah.
They're swinging at all cost. But here we are resting the bat on the shoulder. Like, is that a team philosophy?
It might be. It might be a situation where, hey, be a little select, run up the pitch counts, try to get on base that way.
Yeah, but I like good pitches. What did Dunk always say?
Can't put a good swing on a bad pitch.
That's right. So if you get a meatball, you better knock the snot out of it.
Maybe they're seeing the meatballs because they're not swinging at them. Like, the more you choose not to swing, the more I'm going to throw it. If you're not going to swing at it, throw it right at you.
Right.
So it's if they start swinging the bat and making contact, they probably will see less of those pitches.
You would think.
I would hope.
Ideally, you want to be patient. Going back to like the philosophy, Jamie, or the approach. Ideally, you want to be patient by taking select pitches out of the zone, and then forcing the pitcher to have to come in the zone, and then taking your best swings there.
I think you have different mindsets and philosophies. As you said, some teams may want to get that pitch count up, but some batters say you're going to get your best pitches earlier in the count. Right. So I'm going to swing at the first pitch. I'm going to swing at the second pitch because a pitcher's job is to get ahead in the count. I don't want to be down 2-0 because now I do have to throw something down the middle to you. I want to be up. I want to be up 0-1. I want to make sure that I already have an advantage so I can get you out of the zone and get you chasing. So your best opportunity is to swing earlier in the count because most of these guys want to get up in the count.
And not only that, too, but, I mean, even if the idea was, hey, let's drive up the pitch count. Really? So you can face a whole bunch of nasty relievers that they handpick for you?
Right. True. Yeah. It's not like it used to be.
No. I don't think driving up the pitch count makes a lot of sense.
It goes, we want to get this guy out of the game.
Right. I might see him twice. I'd rather see him twice or three times.
To me, it's approach / pitch recognition.
Yes.
You know, what are they not recognizing? And some baseball players, and it really is incredible. I watched a whole breakdown one time on sports science of like how quickly batters have to react to a pitch and how quickly they can pick up basically what pitch they might, like identify the pitch itself.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. That's a whole side conversation. But what are they not noticing? How are they not noticing what other players are? That to me is more concerning than anything.
Right.
Got a text from the 618 said, every day there's a new stat the Cardinals are last in. It's like driving a car that's still running all right, but all the dash lights are on.
Not bad at all. Completely true. We've all been there.
What are all these lights? It's driving.
It's still driving.
It's still going.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. A to B. That's all you need to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It does. I love that you threw out that dunk quote again. I mean, he's right. When you really think about it, you could have the best looking swing. I mean, name your favorite swing of all time, right? Ken Griffey, Fred McGriff, like
Jimmy Edmonds.
Name your best. I mean,
lefties.
They can. Don't lefties have the best swing?
They got great. It is beautiful.
When we saw even Crawdaddy yesterday, I go, I always thought Brian Crawford had a really nice swing. It's freaking lefties.
I don't know why that is.
I don't know.
It's just a natural uppercut swing.
Will Clark had one of the best swings I've seen. I mean, I don't know. But even those guys, if you... I got it fixed, Marsh, okay?
What?
Got the situation fixed with my driver's license. Marsh having some fun at my expense.
I can't see the board.
If you have, it's nothing bad. You just like driving with an expired license.
Not here.
Not anymore.
Not here.
Yeah,
not today.
But not today. But Jim Edmonds say like even a pretty ass swing. Ball's in the dirt. Ball's three feet outside the zone.
Yeah,
that's just going to be a pretty swing. It's not going to connect. Mm-hmm. So it is about pitch recognition. Yeah, you have to have that high baseball IQ. Step into a situation. I know what the situation calls for, where I'm going to go with it, but I also need to know what this guy can throw. What pitches can I eliminate and look for a certain zone that I can hit it in? Not easy at all. I mean, baseball's freaking hard. Not for guys like you, Jamie.
No, it's really hard for everybody. But again, I just have to, match it up against some of the other teams. Baseball's hard, but why is it less hard for some other teams?
Right. They're better.
Good players.
I mean, is it that? No?
I guess.
Maybe.
There's no counter argument to that.
Yeah.
I know.
Right. They got really. Are you talking about the Dodgers? Because that's a pretty easy.
They got Mookie Betts.
Yep. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Does location matter when a team decides between drafting and developing versus acquiring talent? There was a kind of an interesting tweet regarding the Florida Panthers at the NHL Network release that we wanted to dive into in relation to that question. That's next on 101 ESPN. The NHL Network tweeted out kind of an interesting graphic in relation to the Florida Panthers that wanted to get some thoughts from you guys on and whether or not location matters when a team decides between drafting and developing versus acquiring talent. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter's the Fast Lane. Florida Panthers roster construction. They have drafted Barkov, Ekblad, and Lundell, and they traded for Tkachuk, Bennett, Reinhart, Vladdy Tarasenko, Lorentz, Montour, guys like that. Free agency, Verhaeghe, Sir Bob, Nick Cousins, who is Kirk Cousins' brother. Mikula.
I think he's just a cousin.
Oh, just cousin. Okay. Nice job at that. Lumberg. Hell, Lumberg. But what's interesting about this, like, forget the names for a second. They only drafted 3 guys. They traded for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And free agency, their list was even longer. Ekman Larson, also part of the free agency group. What do you guys think about that? Because we spent a lot of time talking about drafting, developing. Draft your foundation, develop them, keep them in-house, and then fill in with free agency and trades. So basically, supplement your roster with trades and free agency. Panthers just built a little differently.
Yeah. One thing to agree or to identify here is that Bill Zito just took over a couple of years ago for the Panthers. And the prior GM, I can't remember who it was right now. I'm trying to find it. But the prior general manager had drafted some players. But obviously when Zito came in there, he made a conscious effort of just redoing this team. Mm-hmm. It needed a complete redo. And that's why all the trades and the free agency were a key component to this. But it is wild to look at it and say and see there's only 3 drafted guys. So it tells me that they traded for guys at the right times, so where they weren't making huge money yet. Yeah. Or they signed players that were lesser than that they thought could become more. Yeah. Like a Carter Verhaeghe. I don't know if a lot of people had 40 goals for this guy. Mm-hmm. He seemed like a 20-goal scorer, right? So you sign him at a 20-goal scorer kind of rate, whatever. But now he's putting 40 on the board. He's part of your power play, and he's part of it. But I think it also matters, too, like Verhaeghe joins a team and a line that is incredibly skilled. Mm-hmm. So you factor that in as well. Yeah, and then you got a lot of, like, Rodriguez, Cousins, Lomberg, Stenlund, Mikula, Larson, Kulikov, Stolers. These are all just role players. They're depth. Those are free agent signings. You went and signed the right guys to round out your depth, to become what you wanted to become as a hockey club, which was a big, physical, tough-to-deal-with hockey club, and you got the right pieces to do it. And then via the trade market, you acquired some stars. Right. And now when you acquired Sam Reinhart, he wasn't a star. In fact, people were like, man, is this kid going to be a bust? Mm. That's what they thought. Got to Florida, things changed. Sam Bennett, when he was playing for the Calgary Flames, people were like, yeah, he's drafted in the first round, but he's a third-line type player. Goes to the Florida Panthers, totally rejuvenates his career. Now he's a second-line center playing with Tkachuk and Verhaeghe, and he's a big difference maker. So and Brandon Montour, he was acquired from the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, and they were kind of like mid on him. Florida basically got him at a really good price and turned him into a star. Mm-hmm. So it's also recognizing players that are maybe on the cusp of becoming something really good, and then acquiring those players for what didn't cost you a whole bunch, and then continuing to develop them even though they've already been in the league.
So basically what you're saying is they had to redo their roster, and in order to redo your roster, you're going to have to make a lot of trades. You're going to have to sign some guys. And they did it so well, and they got one of the key pieces, the key piece in Matthew Tkachuk, that they jump-started it right away. This is a masterful job by the front office of the Florida Panthers.
I think what he's saying is the scouting and development department needs a raise, because you don't normally make a team like this. You normally build through the draft, because when you're trading for players, when you're bringing them in as free agents, they have they don't always have the habits that you want them to have as for your organization or your team. And sometimes you have to reteach and show them. But for you to go out and get this many guys through trade, through free agency that weren't in your organization to begin with, and to be able to make it to the Stanley Cup final 2 years, that says a lot about what you are and who you are and your development staff and your evaluation staff. They've done a great job of figuring out which guys would be a good fit for this organization.
Yeah, and let's just be honest here. The biggest move they made was acquiring Matthew Tkachuk.
Yes.
It solidified that roster because Barkov has been one of the best two-way players in the NHL for so long. He's the most underrated, unknown difference maker in the NHL. Mm-hmm. He's Selke Trophy winner again this year, but he wasn't able to be the man in Florida. And when Matthew Tkachuk got there, he became a great support cast for Barkov because Barkov's the captain, Tkachuk's an assistant captain, but he came in and things started to turn around and everything sort of started to go in the right direction.
Now, does this only work in hockey? Can it work in football and baseball and basketball?
I don't think it works.
I don't think it's in football. Nope, not one bit.
Not enough trades.
Not enough trades. Definitely not enough trades, but not enough free agency. I mean, it's harder in football. I always go back to that Eagles team. They called themselves the Dream Team.
Yeah, which is kind of a joke when you think about it.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
But they had all these guys that they brought in. It's like, yeah, we're going to win. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're not.
It's funny because Vince Young, I think, was the one that said it. You said he was a backup.
He was.
That's how good they were. Team. That's how good they
Vic
were.
was the quarterback, was starting at quarterback at the time.
He was dreaming after he got knocked out.
Maybe.
No, that was some years later, Marshy.
No, that's right.
That was like a couple months ago.
I wasn't on the field.
That's true.
A couple months ago.
Right.
But no, I think it's extremely hard to do in football. You do have to build through the draft.
Yes.
I think basketball, we've seen the free agency route where they get all these stars, and it hasn't worked out well for them either. It worked out for the Miami Heat when they got LeBron and Chris Bosh to go down there with D-Wade, but
I think
it hasn't
that
worked.
Still took a year.
But they made it to the finals.
Right. Yeah.
But
they lost to Dallas.
But it doesn't really work in other sports.
I think you can do it in basketball on a short-term basis, but in order to build a dynasty, it's got to be the way Golden State did it.
Or the Spurs. The Spurs did it in an outstanding way as well. I just think I think the only reason it worked for Miami because you had LeBron James, who was arguably one of the top players to ever play the game, right. But it hasn't worked for Kevin Durant in multiple places except for when he went to Golden State. They were already a championship team, though.
Yeah.
But it is difficult.
Yeah.
We got a text from the 314. Moral of the story is it doesn't matter how a team is built. It's more about skilled players that mold together.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. How can you argue that's, yes, absolutely. It's an excellent point. How can you argue against that? It's just more difficult from a front office standpoint.
It's harder for those guys to come together.
I would push a little further with hockey. It's also finding the right depth players so you can spend and acquire that high-end talent.
Right.
You need that great third and fourth line group of guys that can help chip in but are solid, and that's what Florida did with all those free agent signings. They targeted guys that were good team guys that could play a good team game.
This is what you're talking about with Verhaeghe. You sign somebody and you're like, oh, we think he's this, and then lo and behold, his game, like you said, 20-goal scorer, maybe anywhere else, 40-goal scorer with Florida because of that.
What do you think is easier, developing superstar type talent and then spending on depth pieces, or essentially developing depth pieces and then spending on the high talent?
The second one for me. You can develop the lower end guys. It's really difficult to develop a superstar. You have to draft a superstar. And then, of course, there's development that follows with that. But it's different when you draft a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round pick, and then they become big pieces of your team later on. That's because you developed them the right way, but they're pieces of the team. They're not like the pillar of the team.
And of course, there's always exceptions to that. But you're talking about overall. Like Albert was an exception, but we're talking about Albert. We're talking about Hall of Famer.
Yeah, baseball's different, though, man. Baseball's so weird with all the damn draft picks in the international market.
Yeah.
It's a
little different.
It's a whole other
and no cap.
Yeah, no kidding.
That doesn't apply to the draft.
That's what the kids say. No cap.
No cap. Yeah.
Different. Do we ever get that Riz Walk video?
We need the Riz Walk. I'll get the Riz Walk video.
You got it from your son?
I will get it from him today.
All right.
And I will make sure you all see his real as well.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. We got the Gauntlet next.
Four warriors, four categories, one challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody tuned in. Kyle is our latest contestant in the Gauntlet. What's up, Kyle?
Not much. How you guys doing?
Doing great, man. First time in the Gauntlet?
Yes, it is.
Congratulations on making your way through.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
I believe in you, man. All right, So, would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me in the Gauntlet?
So hockey's my least, probably strongest, and since you guys did it yesterday, I'm hoping to get Jamie out of the way.
Oh,
I'm going to take on Jamie.
Okay.
All right,
so,
Kyle.
So Jamie is up first.
I like the strategy.
I mean, there is a certain
landed on
although the wheel
hockey
does whatever the
yesterday.
hell it wants, but
Probably won't do it back to back.
yeah.
Get the hockey
that's
guy
the goal.
out of the way.
It's interesting.
Okay.
It's interesting. Okay.
Good luck, Kyle.
Thanks.
I like the nervousness there from Kyle. All right, Kyle, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Go ahead and spin that wheel, Marsh.
So you said hockey is your main thing, but you don't want
Least
hockey.
favorite.
Your least favorite. I gotcha. Okay, so what are we hoping for, Kyle? No, it's
Well,
not.
given that laugh, I guess I got hockey.
Is it hockey? Why are you laughing?
I guess I'll pack
Why
the
are you
lunch.
laughing?
It's the randomness. I love the approach. He went about it the right way. And the wheel said, I don't give a damn.
This is the same thing as yesterday. Remember when who was it? Tim that came in and said, it's not actually my birthday. I confess. And the wheel goes, well, I got something for you.
Something for you,
Here's
buddy.
football or whatever it was, hockey.
It was hockey
Maybe
yesterday with Jamie.
Yeah, that's right, because that's why Kyle picked today. All right, Kyle, 4 hockey questions for you. All 4 are worth 2 points unless you ask for the options, and then they become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Vladimir Sobotka played the majority of his career with St. Louis, finished his career in Buffalo, but started his NHL career with which team?
Options.
The Pittsburgh Penguins, the Boston Bruins, or the Montreal Canadiens?
Let's go. Let's go Boston.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 2. Who was the last Blue to score 40 goals in a season?
Jamie Rivers, of course. 40 goals in a season. Options.
Is it Vladimir Tarasenko, Brad Boyce, or Jordan Kyrou?
Let's go Big Daddy. Big Daddy Vladdy, final answer.
Question number 3. How many teams has Vladimir Tarasenko played for?
Oh, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Then he gets traded, right? So 4.
Final answer?
Final answer, sorry. We're going NHL, right? Not the KHL too?
Yeah, no, NHL. Yep. All right. Last question, Kyle. Who scored the final Blues goal of the Stanley Cup Final in 2019? Who scored the final Blues goal of the Stanley Cup Final in 2019?
Options.
David Perron, Zach Sanford, or Ryan O'Reilly?
Let's go Perron.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right. Let's bring back Jamie from the Cone of Silence. Kyle, how you feeling after taking the test?
About as well as I did when I started it.
All right, fair enough. Jamie's sauntering in right now from the Cone of Silence.
He threw his stuff down.
He's angry.
Kyle called me out. I mean, that's why I treat it. It's like Jordan. You got that chip on your shoulder.
Oh,
And I
okay,
just
all right.
compared myself to Jordan.
Yeah, you did. Wow. Holy smokes. Okay.
Hey, Jamie, if I beat you, though, can you give a CD, a shirt, a blue shirt?
I mean, thank you.
I'm working on
Kyle.
it.
I appreciate it.
I'm working on it.
I don't know what it's
Bed
going to
Bath
take.
& Beyond is helping me out.
All right, Jamie.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I don't know. Maybe.
So Kyle chose you because he figured the wheel would not spin hockey 2 days in a row. As Carey put it, the wheel don't give a damn.
Oh, no.
It's spun hockey. It's spun hockey. You have hockey 2 days in a row.
It's pressure doing hockey, man.
It is. Pack lunch.
Thanks, Carey.
No problem.
You ready?
Right. Yeah, sure.
Vladimir Sobotka played the majority of his career with St. Louis, finished his career in Buffalo, but started his NHL career with which team?
Young Vladdy Sobotka, the Boston Bruins. Final answer.
Question number 2. Who was the last Blue to score 40 goals in a season?
So you'd think it'd be a flashy name, right? You'd think it would be Tarasenko or Carey or one of those guys. I believe, and I could be wrong, and maybe I'm screwing this up, but I believe it was Brad Boyes, the last Blue to score 40 goals. Very unassuming 40 goals. I hope I'm not wrong. Final answer, Brad Boyes.
Question number 3. How many teams has Vladimir Tarasenko played for?
Okay, Blues, Rangers, signed with Ottawa, traded to the Panthers. 4. Final answer.
Final
Wait,
question.
we're not talking like Russia and things like that, right? Because he played pro hockey in Russia.
Wait, just
in
NHL.
the NHL?
NHL.
Okay. Thank you.
Kyle asked the exact same question.
Did he? Well, I didn't want to be like so quick, and then I'm like, I forgot about Novosibirsk.
Final question. Who scored the final Blues goal of the Stanley Cup Final in 2019? Who scored the final Blues goal of the Stanley Cup Final in 2019?
Okay, so you had O'Reilly, you had Petro, Jenner, and Sanford. I will go with Sanford. Final answer.
All right. Let's go over these.
He's a hometown kid, too, from the Boston area.
Meet me at the Garden, Sanford.
Sanford.
Kyle versus Jamie in hockey. Start off with question 3, please. How many teams has Vladimir Tarasenko played for? Kyle, you said 2, then asked about the KHL.
4.
He's at
4. I'm sorry, 4. Excuse me, 4. I wrote down 4.
2?
You'll understand why I said 2 in here in a second. Jamie, you said 4, and then asked about the Russian leagues.
Yeah.
The correct answer is 4, which is why you got 2 points each, making it a 2-2 tie. Neither of you
Way to
needed
connect
the answer.
that, Anthony.
Yeah, that's why I said 2. All right, so again, 2-2 tie. Vladimir Sobotka played the majority of his career with St. Louis, finished his career in Buffalo, but started his NHL career with which team? Jamie, you said the Boston Bruins. Kyle, you said the Boston Bruins. Correct answer is?
It is the Boston Bruins.
But Jamie did not need the options on that one, so Jamie has a 4-3 lead over Kyle. Question number 2. Who was the last Blue to score 40 goals in a season? Jamie, you said you'd think it'd be somebody flashy like Vladimir Tarasenko or somebody like that, but I believe it was Brad Boyes. Hope I'm not wrong on that, you said. Kyle, you took the options. Brad Boyes was an option.
I could be wrong on this.
You bypassed it. You bypassed him for Vladimir Tarasenko.
Oh, yeah.
Correct answer is
Vladimir Tarasenko.
Vladimir Tarasenko.
Yes. I got 2 ahead of myself.
We got a tie. We got a tie game. Comes down to this.
All right.
Who scored the final Blues goal of the Stanley Cup Final in 2019? Jamie, you said, meet me at the Garden. Zach Sanford. Kyle, you took the options, and you went with David Perron. If it's David Perron, Kyle wins. If it's Zach Sanford, Jamie wins. If it's Ryan O'Reilly, we get a walk-off. Kyle.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose today.
Kyle, hell of an effort,
That
man.
was a good job.
You got 3 out of the 4 correct. You knew the one without using the option, so you said hockey was the one that you didn't want, but you gave Jamie all he can handle today. Nice job.
Thanks, CD. I tried to get you a shirt.
Hey, we'll get it done at some point. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it.
Jamie doesn't like you.
I love him. There's just a lot of them to love, you know?
Jamie, I had a
Needs more
nice
fabric.
bottle of monkey shoulder for you.
Oh, there we go. Now you're talking.
Oh,
Hell yeah, that's,
You know how to
that's
speak.
a great bottle.
You know how
I
to
would have let
speak
you
to
win for that.
To Jamie. All right, Kyle, thank you for playing. Thank you for listening.
Good job, Kyle. You guys have a good one.
You too, man.
Thanks,
Thank
Kyle.
you. Great stuff. Jamie, congratulations,
Yeah.
man. Good effort there.
I fumbled that Tarasenko one. I got because Brad Boyce did score 40, but he wasn't the last one. Vladdy scored
all right.
40 not so long ago. Damn.
How's it feel to beat a nice guy?
Oh, real nice.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Your
Guess
first
what?
one.
I'll sleep like a baby.
I'm sure you will.
Psycho. Okay. Crazy.
Crap my pants and wake up every 2 hours.
Is Jordan Walker blocking Jordan Walker? We got an interesting text the other day on that very subject. We'll explain why he is next on 101 ESPN. got an interesting text the other day. It was Tuesday, while talking about Alec Burleson, saying that Burley wasn't blocking Jordan Walker. He's not blocking Jordan Walker. Walker has actually been blocking himself with his production. I couldn't agree more. I think Alec Burleson is a perfect example of how you can't be blocked if you make the most of your opportunities. Alec Burleson could be the one in Memphis right now. Jordan Walker's the top prospect. Jordan Walker is supposed to be the next guy to break the streak for Cardinals not having a position player at an All-Star game, a homegrown position player in an All-Star game since Albert. Like, he could be the guy, right? But instead, Walker's the one in Memphis. Why? Because Alec Burleson took advantage of his opportunities. Decided that, all right, they're telling me, Jamie, to what you always say, they gave me the answer to the test, so this is what I'm going to work on. And Burleson is now hitting second consistently in this lineup because he's been fantastic. So good on him. And this is not a criticism of Walker. Baseball's hard. Not everybody, even if you're a top prospect, the progression of a young player it's not always linear. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's one step forward, two steps back until you get going. But if you're talking about Walker being black, he's not.
I just said black.
Like, oh, no, he's black.
He is black.
He's not blocked. Yeah. Let me be clear. He is an African-American man.
He is black. Oh,
yeah, okay. No. Blocked.
I can't even function right now.
You should have saw how I looked at him. Like,
I was like, it went quiet. Look at CD. He's like, what? No, he is black.
Yeah, no, he is.
He's not being blocked, is what you said.
He's not being blocked.
All right.
He's black. He's not being blocked. No, yeah.
No, it is.
Carey, thanks for clarifying. For anyone that could be confused.
Just make sure we were clear on that. He is not being blocked. It is up to him. It's his performance. It's him driving the ball. Yeah. You come back and listen to it. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's my fault. That's on me, guys.
It's his performance or lack thereof when he was here. He's had, he was given the opportunities, and Jamie, you talked about it. He has hit some doubles, but he's only hit one home run, and they want him to not hit the ball on the ground again. I understand that. I do want him to have the opportunity to get here and just be here and fail. I mean, you've had Dylan Carlson in the lineup who hasn't performed well. You've had Lars Newbar who has performed well but has been injured a couple of times and on the IL. And eventually, I think if Jordan Walker had hit 5 home runs to this point, I think he has 8 doubles. I think if he'd hit 5 home runs to this point, he would probably be back up because you're going to need some more help in that outfield at some point. And whether that's now, the question becomes who the hell plays center field if Jordan Walker is here? Because Burley is in right field, Donovan is in left field. Who's playing center? Neither one of them.
When he's healthy.
But I'm saying if Jordan Walker is here.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. If he were here now.
Siani would still be in center.
So who then is Burley your DH and those two are in your outfield?
Yeah, I think it's fun. That conversation is always difficult because it seems to always work itself out.
Yeah.
Via injury or hot streak, cold streak. Mm-hmm. Those things typically work themselves out. And if they don't, then you have a situation as a manager where you got to make a decision. And your best bats or your best options to win you those games for those days is what you go with.
You hit your play.
Yeah, it should be that way. Mm-hmm. But listen, I think the biggest thing for people to remember about Jordan Walker is the kid just turned 22 years old.
Yeah.
He's never played a full season at AAA baseball.
Nope.
Not that that's required for every player, because I know that we can always handpick like 10 out of the last 4,000 that skipped over that. But, and I'm just making that up, by the way, probably more.
That sounds right, Jamie.
But if you're going to have a player that needs development or that's not hitting the ball the way you want him to, this is the perfect situation. He's 22 years old. He's a baby when it comes to Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. Let him go down to Memphis. And he's having some success. Now, the launch angle and all that, he's only got 1 home run, which is still, for me, that's concerning. It's concerning that he only has 1 home run, and I believe he might have 2 doubles.
He has 9.
9 doubles? Mm-hmm. Okay, I stand corrected, which, great, I'm glad. So that means he's driving the ball a little bit better. Mm-hmm. But still, you want him to work on his craft. And sometimes the people, you let him develop up here. Okay, that works.
It's difficult, too.
It works for a little bit, and then it crushes your soul.
Yeah.
It just does. You show up at Busch Stadium day in and day out, and you're not hitting the ball well. You start to hear the rumblings. You go into Yankee Stadium or wherever, or San Diego, whoever, and they're just giving it to you from the bleachers. It wears on you. Mm-hmm. And I never had to play a game in front of thousands of people like that where I had a moment where I had to hit a baseball perfect. Right. I had moments where I didn't want to get deked out of my pants and have the guy score, but ultimately, physically, I could prohibit that.
Yeah, right.
Jordan Walker, it's just a different animal.
Yeah.
Like Carey, it's a different animal. You had to block people. If you missed your assignment, well, that felt embarrassing, but it's still not the same. It wasn't
a different skill set.
Yeah, and it wasn't like the whole crowd wasn't just specifically looking at you.
Right. Yeah.
You were part of a play that went wrong, and I was part of a play that maybe went wrong. But when you're the batter against the pitcher,
it's one-on-one.
It's one-on-one. Yeah. It's like I told you, the biggest fear that you have in a hockey fight is getting your ass kicked in front of all those people.
Yeah.
Because nobody's looking anywhere else.
Right.
They're staring right at you.
Yeah.
And if you get buckled, which it happens,
right,
you're the one that's like, okay, now you got to peel yourself up off the ice, and they're embarrassed or whatever.
No, you're right. Even if the announcers point out, like, Carey, you go the wrong way on an assignment or something like that. A lot of the announcers don't know. Fans definitely don't know. Mm-hmm. You and your coaching staff would know, but if Walker strikes out 4 times in a game, everybody knows.
We're talking about it. BK, Randy, we're all talking about it the next day. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I think this is the perfect situation for a young guy. Let him go develop.
So, Michael Gersh talked about Jordan Walker on Bally's. So I want to get that audio to you. It is Jordan Walker bobblehead night, apparently.
Tonight? Is it June 6th? Yeah.
So
it's Star Wars.
He's here in spirit, yes. Okay. All right. He is physically in Memphis or wherever the Redbirds are playing.
Honestly, if I was the Cardinals, this sidebar, a little bit of a squirrel, I'd fly him in. You don't have to call him up. Fly him in. Personal appearance, comes to the game. Throws out first pitch or whatever, does like some signings, and back to Memphis.
Would you want to do that, though, if you're Walker? I wouldn't.
I would. What do you care? I don't care. I wouldn't care at all.
Next time I come back to St. Louis, it's going to be as a member of the Cardinals.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying to like
on the roster.
Like, I understand that, but if they came to me and said, hey, listen, I'd be like, that's fine. Anything for the team.
Oh, look at you. That was a really good spin rate.
But that's what I would have said. Really am I being dishonest?
No.
I'm not.
No.
So I'm just saying. Anyways, go ahead.
I'd say take your bobblehead and. All right, we got that Gersh audio. No, all right.
Nope. No. All right. Marshy didn't even acknowledge you. I love it.
Well, he did. He shook his head. No.
He shook off the pitch?
He shook off the pitch, yeah. That's all right. Let's get to our Sports Six-Pack next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you got a sports-related question, or it doesn't even have to be sports-related, just send it into the Air Comfort Service text line. Sports Six-Pack next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals are back in action tonight, taking on the Colorado Rockies. Sonny Gray will take the mound, going up against Cal Quantrill. First pitch is at 6:45 tonight on 101 ESPN. You can listen to Game 1 of the NBA Finals between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. Pre-game for that one starts at 6:30. Coming up next, we have our Sports Six-Pack. So if you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
Time for the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. And here is the one and only Andrew Marsh.
Question number 1.
From the 636, is there any scenario where David Perron or Vladimir Tarasenko come back on a one-year deal? Would instantly help the power play and could be beneficial with all the young forwards we'll have in camp.
Yeah, I'd say absolutely not on Tarasenko. I think that ship has sailed. I think Vladdy had a good time here in St. Louis. I think that he has great memories, but I think that he'll go on to another team following his time in Florida. And who knows? He's got a place down in Florida, right there in Miami, where he resides in the offseason. Vladimir Tarasenko might be a guy that at this point in his career takes a team-friendly deal to stay with a winning team. Depending on exactly how they do, too, who knows, right? But I don't see him coming back to put the blue note on. David Perron, that's an interesting one. You know, is that bridge finally burned to the ground after the last negotiation between him and Army? I don't know. Time heals a lot of wounds in professional sports. David Perron does love it here in St. Louis. My bigger concern at this point would be David Perron wanting to go and sign with the Toronto Maple Leafs and be back with Craig Berube, who he has nothing but the utmost respect for and absolutely loved playing for Chief. And he would be an incredible addition to that Maple Leafs team. The competitiveness that he shows on a daily basis right away changes that locker room. But I don't think it's impossible that Perron comes back. I think it's highly unlikely. I do feel like it's impossible that Vladdy comes back.
Question number 2.
From the 618, if the Cardinals make the playoffs, do you think Mo gets an extension?
No.
I
think
he got his extension.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of run his course.
I think he's fine with it too.
I do too. I get the
When we heard that
impression
interview, he was like, hey, you know, if I'm gone,
right.
10, 15 years ago, it'd have been harder, but today,
I'm fine.
I'll just go to sleep on my bed full of money.
Worked in baseball again.
I mean, he might have it. I don't blame him. I'm just upset. I'm jealous. That's all.
I mean, if I made like $100 million, I might take $1 million out in cash and just lay it on the bed.
Would you have clothes on or just go around naked?
Naked. Why would I have money? Why would I have clothes on?
I don't know. Money's dirty.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's get dirty.
So
Wow.
It'd be $100
not
bills
even for this
in
show.
Every part of the room. I would never know.
Hey, Carey, could you fart? We're missing 100.
Wow. Be everywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Finding bills for the next 2 weeks.
Why
not? What you got to do?
Okay. Harsh.
Question number 3.
Thank you. From the 636, is Tommy Edman, Brendan Donovan, or Lars Nootbaar the player that does not have a future with the Cardinals with Walker, Scott, etc. coming up soon? Who would have more value in terms of grabbing a number 2 pitcher?
Say that again. Edman, Donovan,
or Newt?
And Newt. Okay, so the question is who would have the most value to another team?
I think it's
between them
Nootbaar.
3.
If he's healthy, I think it's Newt Barr.
See, anytime you have to start a conversation with that.
Well, you could start it with all three of them, to be honest.
Well, not
Donnie's been hurt at the end of last season.
He's
more consistent.
I agree, but they've all had their...
But I do agree. It still is Newt Barr. If he's healthy.
But it's true.
Brought it all the way back.
Full circle.
Well done.
No problem.
Yeah, I think if you're right. If he's healthy, it's Newt Barr. If not, the other guy, the next guy, I think is Donovan. He's a little bit younger than Edman. He does have that same positional versatility.
They both have a Gold Glove.
Donovan has had, Donovan could be a leadoff hitter for some team. I think it'd be Newt, Donovan, then Edman.
Yeah, I agree.
Question number 4.
From the 386, what are you grilling for Father's Day?
Damn kids better be grilling for me.
That's what I said earlier. Grill? What? Why? Who? No, it's Father's Day. Somebody come grill for me, man. I want to sit in front of that smoky ass grill for 3 hours.
Let me celebrate my day
by cooking for everybody
else.
Hell?
Yeah. All right, so let's change it up then. Forget that. What would be a great Father's Day, or what do you guys just really enjoy grilling? Like on any day. On any day. For me, I just
burgers,
love burgers.
Wings.
I enjoy just grilling burgers.
Ribs are you gotta be careful.
I love steak.
They take long.
I love
steak. Steak is.
I do.
How you eat your steak? You medium guy?
No, medium rare.
Medium.
Yeah. I like blood.
Still moving.
I like the blood, Carey.
That'd be raw.
That's blue.
Basically.
No, medium rare.
Medium rare.
Done properly.
Oh no.
It's so, Carey, what it is you've got, the outside of the steak, and then you got that pink right in the middle. And that pink is so juicy. And then every now and then you do it right, there's a little bit of that blood too, right in the pink.
Okay.
God, is it good?
It's talking medium rare steak.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
And you can
I've
season it
tried
up.
medium. It feels a little too pink for me.
Never.
Nah, a little bit.
Really?
A little bit.
All right.
A little.
To each your own, right, Anthony?
Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. Boy, you said it. Jamie Rivers said it.
What? Yeah, wait, now I'm hungry. You guys?
Yep.
Definitely.
You got another question there, Marsh?
Question number 5.
Frick James goes, that got disturbing quick.
From the 314, do you guys agree that Lars Nootbaar is the new Anthony Davis with the consistent injuries?
No, Anthony Davis is, no disrespect to Lars Nootbaar, he's way more talented in his sport. And that's not a knock on Lars, because Lars is extremely talented. And Anthony Davis is he's top 75 player in the NBA. Now, whether or not he should have been, it's another question. but he is. But the injuries to Lars will become concerning at some point. If you can't stay on the field, this is no knock against him. This is every professional athlete that has ever played the game. If you cannot stay on the field, on the court, on the ice, you have no value to that organization. They do not care. They love you until they can replace you. Mm-hmm. And if you are often hurt, they are looking to replace you quicker than if you were playing every day.
Yeah.
And every professional athlete understands that. He understands that. He wants to be on the field, but for whatever reason, he keeps getting hurt.
Right.
And eventually that will run its course. It's no knock against him personally, but professionally, that has to be fixed and has to be changed.
I agree. I mean, you're looking at a situation where Anthony Davis, despite the injuries, is still more accomplished and still, more talented player overall. As far as the other aspect of it, Carey nailed it. Tolerate you till we can replace you. Who's your running back coach today?
Kirby Wilson. He said, hey, my job is to tolerate you till I can replace you. And he loved me. I'm like, oh.
He even said it.
He even said it.
He's not wrong.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute I can find somebody better than you,
I'm going to do it.
I'm going to.
I'm going to love you on a different team.
or
love
on
you from
your
afar.
couch, I'll call you, check on you. You doing all right? I'm still working. How about you? Nah, you guys fired me, remember? Yeah, you weren't. This guy was better. All right, Coach.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Anthony, we have some corrections on the text line.
What do we got?
Well, we've got some grilling experts for sure.
Oh, okay.
And I always appreciate new information. I said, a little bloody.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have said that for many, many years. Correction, it's red. The red liquid in the steak isn't blood, but myoglobin and water.
Myoglobin and water, that's right. I don't understand why
I almost called it that, but I tried to simplify it.
At some point, if you don't understand the myoglobin to water ratio and the effect that it has on a steak, then quite frankly, I don't know if you can be on this show.
And I agree with that, and I'll do better.
Thank you.
So isn't myoglobin, hemoglobin, isn't that blood?
Yeah.
So what is myo?
It's a distant relative.
Hey,
okay.
It's different
because the 618 said so.
And it's water.
Yeah.
All right.
Mixed.
I
with
just
the hemoglobin
aspect
of the steak.
You need
it's
science.
You call it the Globin effect.
Yeah. Call it the old globetrotter effect.
You guys are.
What, Carey?
Awesome.
Say it.
Amazing.
You say it.
Anyways, question number 6.
From the 618, what do you think the Los Angeles Chargers' chances are to dominate their division?
Ooh.
Dominate?
Are the Kansas City Chiefs still there?
I think they're still there. Well, for now. You never know. This offseason's kind of going sideways on the old Chiefs.
They just had somebody go down at practice today, too.
Did they?
Heart issue.
Emergency. They just stopped the whole practice.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They've had a lot of issues this summer, like the Chiefs have.
I would say so.
I do think that this goes against I'm sorry.
Carey.
It goes against our rule.
Yes.
That the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl every year that Patrick Mahomes is there.
Correct.
But
we don't go against him.
We don't. But I feel it in my bones that this could be the year that they don't have great success. Just too many off the field issues. You know, the Patriots had their 3 Super Bowls, took a break, missed some time, came back with a different cast of characters, and won 3 more. That could be the Chiefs.
But they had one guy that stayed the same.
He did. He deflated balls all the way there. Huh? He deflated balls.
Hey,
they don't practice.
Inflated balls, deflated balls, doesn't matter. Just win, baby.
It does.
And they did.
They did. Yeah. But
they did.
This will be the year, Anthony. I hate to say it.
I mean, if there were a year,
it's just too much going on.
It might as well be this year when all these young players off the field are making these mistakes. Because complacency does set in. But here's the thing. When it comes to January, so we get to January, right? And there's Andy Reid, and there's Patrick Mahomes, and there's Travis Kelce, and there's Chris Jones, and there's Tay-Tay. Who's going to beat him?
Tay-Tay not playing any.
She's going to be there, though.
But she's not playing.
She's going to be there.
Yeah, but she doesn't.
She's going to be there.
Okay.
But the NFL wants her to win.
Oh,
it's part of the script.
Oh, my God.
Now Tom Brady's gone.
I literally had people texting me like, is it really scripted?
How could you get that many people on the same page?
It's not a playbook. It's the script.
Yeah, it's a script. Right.
Leave me the hell alone.
Yeah.
No.
Your entire life means nothing. It's just the script. So just read the script and just go ahead and act it out.
Nah,
I don't think so.
All right. Think so.
Marsh, you got one more?
That was 6.
Was that 6?
That was 6.
Oh, nice.
I know we usually don't
through.
get there.
How about that?
Yeah, look at us.
Okay, how about that? The Cardinals need to leave their young pitchers in the minors. One recent story from STLtoday.com would say, yeah. That's next on 101 ESPN. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So there was a recent article by STLtoday.com that talked about Michael McGreevy, the Cardinals, one of the Cardinals pitching prospects in Memphis, and how he's kind of experienced some growing pains with his new cutter. Here's STL Today on McGreevy. The former first-rounder described the up-and-down results as, quote, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's allowed him to learn what he needs to do to successfully attack hitters and see what results he can produce when he does just that. Here's McGreevy. He says, I'd be great to go 6 innings and 2 runs allowed every time and be a 4 or 5 in the rotation, but nobody wants to be at 4 or 5 in the rotation. I want to be a number 1 in the rotation, and that's what number 1s do. Baseball's a tough game, so it's not always going to be 8 innings and 11 Ks, but it's the signs of when everything is on and what I know I want to throw. That's the results it can be, and it's going to vary a little bit here and there. I love this. I love that attitude. I love that Michael McGreevy wants to be a number 1. He doesn't want to be a 4 or 5. He doesn't want to pitch like a 4 or 5. He doesn't want to have the mentality of a 4 or 5. He wants to have the mentality of an ace. And aces know how to pitch. They're not just up there throwing. They're thinking through the game. This is why I think it's important that despite the frustrations and despite us talking about the pitching that the Cardinals desperately need, and they do, it's important that they leave guys like McGreevy in the minors to develop.
I mean, you hit on the mindset part of it. To me, that's the most important part. Jamie and I, we talk a lot about when you're a professional athlete, you have the talent. Like, you wouldn't have made it that far without being talented to some degree.
Right.
The thing that separates you is the mentality. And if you're saying right now, I don't want to be a 4 or 5. I think I can be an ace, which means I'm going to work at it. I'm going to learn the game. I'm going to be better every single day and prove that this is what I am. I'm going to work on my pitches, work on my stuff, so that when I do get my opportunity, A, I'm not going back down, and B, you're going to realize that I am a number 1, and I'm going to get paid as such. At the end of the day, that's also part of it as well. So
sure.
I think I love to hear that from him. I love to hear that thought process and understand that he's working through it. But I do agree, you have to get those guys and allow them to marinate and learn how to be professionals, learn how to be craftsmen at what they're doing. So when certain situations arise in a game, they know how to get out of it. And the only way you do that is by actually going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the maturity level rises to the top with that statement. And I love the competitiveness, and I love that he's got a certain understanding also at the same time. He's telling us without telling us that he understands where he's at.
Yeah, good point.
And, that's a big thing for athletes. And I tell this story all the time, Anthony. You've heard it several times from me. Is like, I came out of junior hockey, and I'm ready to play in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't, but I was. In between my years, I'm like, of course I'm here. Why wouldn't I be here? And then when I got sent down, veteran players telling me that, hey, go down there and don't pout, don't sulk, but be so damn good that they have no choice but to call you back up.
Definitely.
And right now, McGreevy, Graceffo, those guys are not so dang good that they're automatically being called up. So there's a certain recognition that you have to have, too, as a young player is, okay, I'm close. I could go up and be a 4 or 5, or I could go up and be a 4th liner, or I could go up and be on the practice squad or I can go up, and when I go up, I'm a difference maker, and I never come back down.
Right.
And I think that in this particular instance, I think that's kind of the mentality that we're hearing from McGreevy at this point. And both him and Graceffo are pitching much better. They're closer than they were, obviously, last year. Reports that I've read and seen say that there are still some inconsistencies, but I think that just goes with pitching.
Yeah, right.
We see it every night. Like, even the best get lit up from time to time. And so they're getting more consistent with what they're doing down there. And when they do come up here, it would be nice if they were a 3 or higher in the rotation. Is that automatically going to happen? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I like the competitiveness, the swagger to what he's saying. Like, I don't want to just go up there and be a piece of it. I want to be the guy, but also identifying that he's got work to do.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I think also that's why the Cardinals went out and signed, the pitchers that they did to the contracts that they did with the expectation of, okay, we got you for 1 year. Hopefully in the second year, these young guys are ready to come up and perform and take a spot. If not, we'll have you with the club option for the second year. And so you kind of look at it in that way. And again, when you are a young player and you're talking with the maturity that he's talking with, understanding this is what I want to do, this is what I want to be, these are my expectations, these are the goals that I'm setting for myself. No one sets the goal. Honestly, I didn't set a goal to be a professional fullback. Like my senior year, my goals on my mirror were 1,500 yards rushing, 15 touchdowns, 60 catches. Like that was didn't happen that way. I had 49 catches, didn't have 1,500 yards rushing, but that was the mindset that I had. Like you set goals higher for yourself to try to attain those, and hopefully you reach them. And if you don't, the worst thing that could happen is, you're a fourth or fifth starter, or you're a reliable arm in the bullpen. But if you come in with the mindset that I am an ace, I am going to work as such, and this team is going to hopefully allow me to work my way into that, I think that's the best way to go about it.
I think the one thing that always comes back to my mind is who wants the ball, the puck, you name it, in their possession with the game on the line.
Yeah, right.
And I will take a guy that says, give me the ball every single day of the week. I want the ball. Even if he's not the best player, I want the guy who wants to be the difference maker.
Definitely.
Those guys you can work with.
Yeah.
All right.
It's guys that don't want the ball that you worry about.
Yeah, right. Even if they have the skill set. I couldn't agree more. All right, we have our weekly chat with the Battlehawk. Mike Panasiuk is going to join us next. He is the center for the Battlehawks. Big game this weekend at the Battle Dome. We'll check in with him and the Battlehawks next on 101 ESPN.
Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, back with you here, and we're joined by our good buddy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie, when people are purchasing a home, down payment money is always a huge topic. What do you got for us?
You know what, Jamie? What do you and I like a lot that we want to keep?
Money.
Money. We want to keep our money. So we came up with the bagel loan, no closing costs. Now you still got to come up with the down payment money, right? Wrong. How about keep more of that money? 100% financing on a conventional loan, no down payment, no closing costs. All you got to come up is your insurance premium, and that's a little bit of escrow money. That's it. And you can get into a house. Keep the cash in your pocket, buy the home of your dreams, close in 10 days, and it will hardly cost you a dime.
But you do have to pick up the phone and call Stewie or text Stewie if you love what he's saying right now. 314-324-4440.
Again, that number's 314-324-4440.
And then you can take advantage of the many offers like Stewie just threw out there for you. Stewie, keep up the great work.
Have a great night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
Hey, St. Louis, there's a huge need right now for floor layers with the Carpenters Union. A career as an install floor layer will provide you with meaningful work, and your family will have lifelong benefits. It's a fantastic opportunity to have a lucrative career. You owe it to yourself to look into the rewards of working in the construction industry. Once you get started, you start making money right away. Begin your new career as an install floor layer with the Carpenters Union today. Visit apply.ficstl.org today. That's apply.ficstl.org.
Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and as we know, the Battlehawks get ready for the San Antonio Brahmas in the Conference Championship this Sunday night at the Battle Dome. Tickets still available, $25. That's it. That's all it costs you. TheUFL.com/tickets to get yourself some Battlehawks versus Brahmas.
Going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah. Yes, it will.
I think
Hamas.
Can't wait for it.
Bahamas.
There you go.
The hell.
Let's go to our 101 ESPN celebrity line. Mike Panasiuk. I hope I say that right, Mike. Mike Panasiuk. How you doing today, brother?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing real well, man. We appreciate the time. We appreciate you joining us. So, talk to us. You went through the regular season practice. Don't tell me it's just business as usual. Have you guys ramped it up at practice this week, getting ready for the Brahmas in this conference championship?
Like we've said from the beginning, each week, when we're focused and, we're dialed in, getting ready for that opponent, our goal at the end of the week is 1-0. So, it's just another game in the road, just to get to the end of that journey. It's just one of those mountains that we just got to climb over and, get over.
All right, Mike, I got a question for you because I noticed that you played defense and then you moved to the offensive side of the ball. My guy, Carey Davis here, Super Bowl champion, he talks about the defensive playbook versus the offensive playbook.
It's one sheet.
And he always holds up one piece of paper for defense. What's the biggest difference you found going from defense to offense, buddy?
Definitely up front as a defense, you're just trying to get after the ball. You got your gap integrity, gap responsibility, stuff like that. But up front on the offensive side of the ball, you guys all got to kind of work as one unit because at the end of the day, you guys are one unit. So I feel like that would be the biggest difference from, I guess, offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball, playing D-line in the trenches. It is just that. You are working together on the defensive side of the ball, but not as close and as sound as an offensive line would be. That's for sure.
All right, Mike, so what's more fun? Just all out trying to kill the quarterback or being a part of the offense and making plays?
That's a tough one. I like making plays. I like going down the field, throwing bodies around. But getting back after that quarterback, I do kind of miss it a little bit.
All right, Mike. So I'm gonna give you a scenario. You can sack the quarterback from your D tackle spot, or you're playing center. You don't have anybody rushing, and a 3 technique spins back into the A gap, and you're waiting on him. Which one do you want?
Ooh.
Yeah. See.
That's a tough one. I probably have to go with the sack. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow. Really? Wow, that's pretty awesome. So you went to Michigan State. You're from the state of Illinois. I went to U of I. My question is, how do you get out of Illinois and not go to U of I and up to Michigan State? It's a personal question for me, sir.
Just being a defensive guy, out of Illinois, just kind of looking for that Midwest. And at the time, Michigan State and Coach D'Antonio, they just had that that mindset, that defensive mindset. Just getting after that ball, and that's what kind of fell in love with. So, at the end of the day, it just had to bleed that green and white.
Congratulations.
Carey doesn't sound like he means that, but I mean, you also.
Meanwhile, Carey didn't call Michigan back. No big deal.
I did.
Yeah, no kidding.
I knew I was going to bleed orange and blue. Thank you very much.
Nice. So, Mike, you're a Lake Park West kid?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. I'm from the Illinois area as well, so I always appreciate kids that grow up in that area and are able to play some big time football like you have. What has been the thing that you have loved most about playing for the Battlehawks this season?
We got everybody. We got a lot of guys back. A lot of guys that are really tight, really close with each other. It's definitely a family atmosphere, and we're always just preaching about the team, and I feel like that's kind of the biggest thing this year. It's about everybody, not just individual, people, and I feel like that's kind of been like the biggest thing, what we're all just kind of preaching this year. We've all got the same goal, and the team goal, and that's the one, the big one.
Mike, you all got your starting quarterback back last week in A.J. McCarron, but for a couple of games, Manny Wilkins was starting, had some success there. What is the difference from a offensive line perspective, blocking for a quarterback that is a traditional drop-back quarterback and one that has a little bit more movement and can get out of the pocket?
Me personally, up front, until I hear that whistle, I'm not going to stop blocking. So it really doesn't change for me, no matter, where he is and, where that guy is behind me. I guess Manny has the capability of getting out of the pocket and maybe extending the play a little bit longer. But, up front, our job is to block till that whistle.
Mike, you guys got the Brahmas again coming up here. That'll be back-to-back games against this team, and you guys were 1-2 in your conference. From a logistical standpoint or strategy standpoint, what's good about that, and what can be bad about facing the same team twice?
Good and bad. I mean, you kind of know what to expect. You've played against them. They could definitely change some stuff up. So you just got to be ready to adjust on the fly. And I feel like that's going to be the biggest thing. They're going to have their adjustments that they're going to come out in the first half. And, we're just going to have to kind of adjust and, go from there. See what works, see what doesn't. And, yeah.
Mike, you were recently named to the All-UFL team. Congratulations. Last year you were named to the All-XFL team. What does that mean for you and how just being recognized for the work that you're doing at that center position?
It was funny because my roommate mentioned it to me the other day. He said, something about All-UFL. And I was like, man, I honestly haven't even thought about that since, the season really started or even since last year. I don't really look at those kind of accolades. Just kind of the team success and how the offense is really going to be run is really just going to kind of, represent and show what we've been able to, do as a whole.
Mike, what's the secret sauce for your offense this year? I know that you guys had the number one offense. Unfortunately, AJ got hurt for those couple of weeks, so took a step back a little bit, but not by much. What's the secret to how this offense runs?
We just feed off each other. And like I said before, we got a lot of guys that are back that have played last year, and we're comfortable with each other. We get in I wouldn't say heated situations, but I would say more of trying to come up with a solution in that aspect. During the game, even in practice, stuff like that. We're always coming together, trying to talk it out, trying to figure out how we can improve and, give the defense our best.
How much of a benefit is it having A.J. McCarron healthy and able to get to the line, knows what he's seeing, knows this offense very well from not only his days in the XFL and now UFL, but also, at the NFL level? I mean, how big is it to have him on the field working with you?
I think it's big. I mean, like I said before, or like a lot of people said, it's like having another coach on that field. Like, he's right there behind you, just having another coach. So, I feel like that's kind of the biggest thing. It's just having another coach just right behind you, seeing all that, live.
Now, Mike, you being the center and probably having one of the closest relationships with the quarterback, I want to know if you ever saw the video of A.J. McCarron and Barrett Jones in the national championship game a few years back, where they were arguing over who should be the mic point. Have you and A.J. had to have a discussion? Hey, I said he's the mic. You shut up and just snap it. I'm going to snap you the ball and take it, and you throw the damn ball to where it needs to go.
Nah, we haven't had those interactions yet. None of that. He let him do his thing. Us up front, we're going to do our thing, and as long as we're all on the same page, we're going to be all right.
Mike, you guys clinched home field advantage right here at the Battle Dome. I mean, how awesome was that, being able to give these fans here in St. Louis not just a playoff game, but a home playoff game?
Yeah, no, definitely. We need a lot of these St. Louis fans. We need them to come out because there are tickets for sale right now. We need everybody, their friends, families. I don't know if we can get some dogs in there, pets or something, but we need everybody out that game. I know there's some tickets on for sale, so it's going to be huge. And, just giving that city, what they want and what they love, which is football.
Mike, I saw a few guys post-game when you guys clinched home field for the playoff game, crushing some beers with some of the fans there at the Battle Dome. Were you one of the guys that partake in that?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Good answer.
I just really focused and happy about winning that game.
That's awesome.
Good, man. All right. Well, Mike, we know that you're preparing for this weekend, this conference championship game. We'll be there. We'll be watching, man. Good luck.
I appreciate y'all.
All right. Take care. Thanks, Mike. That's Mike. Take care. That's Mike Panasiuk, the center for the Battlehawks, getting ready for the Brahmas. Yeah, perfect answer. That's a veteran answer.
He's been around.
I can't remember.
Mike seems like the kind of guy that I'd like to kick back and have a few cold ones.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah.
It totally is like, he gives me good old boy vibes.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yep.
Sit back, a shirt with no sleeves on.
Yeah.
Throw a few beverages.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You had a text from the 314. You explained that you were from the Illinois area. It says San Jose, Illinois? Where is that?
Yeah, it's actually the San Jose, Detroit, New York, Florida, Atlanta area. Yeah, believe it or not.
How long were you on the run?
He can't talk about it.
His name's not even Anthony. He can't even remember anymore.
Been a while.
Boy, I thought 11 years?
Yeah.
Jeez, no, 15. Yeah, it's about 15.
It's a blur.
Goes by fast.
Sure does, Anthony.
Anthony, we got a message from the Snake Pit. Marsh's Stash. Don't forget to give out tickets if you're supposed to be giving out tickets. Don't need to hear BK's goofy voice scolding you again.
We got it. We're going to do it right now.
And we just had Mike on, and he wants people in the stands,
He wants people in the stands, absolutely. So we have your chance again. Your final chance to score a pair of tickets to see your Battlehawks take on the San Antonio Brahmas in a home playoff game this Sunday, 6 o'clock at the Battle Dome at America's Center. You could be part of the home field advantage when the Battlehawks take on the Brahmas. Only one team will move on to the United Football League Championship. Tickets start on sale just at $25 a piece. They're all available at theufl.com/tickets. You can also win the free tickets right now, though. Trivia question for you. Mike Panasiuk, we just talked to him, the center for the Battlehawks. Where did he go to college? Where did he go to college? Where did he attend college? We talked about it in the interview. You can text us 314-399-9646 to win those tickets. Got to be the 101st texter with the correct answer. And again, you'll go see your Battlehawks against the Brahmas. Going to be a great game. Root on your team, man. Our team. I hope that thing is packed. I really do. I hope it's packed. Damn right. Have the Cardinals lost their all-star power, their all-star appeal? That's next on 101 ESPN. Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, they still got their hail sale going on, but you want to head down to Herculaneum right now. One location has over 700 vehicles, new Nissans, pre-owned vehicles of different makes and models, and they have their hail sale. Talking about massive price discounts up to $20,000 off with no payments for 3 months and no down payment available on select new and used inventory. All current Nissan specials and incentives are eligible for any hail-affected new Nissan, and you can stack up the discounts and save thousands all at once. Select new Nissan vehicles are available at 0% APR for 60 months. And here's the best part. They've got financing options for everyone that walks through the door, plus their 30-day new car return promise. Within 30 days, if you're not completely satisfied with the experience in your vehicle, you can bring it back and they'll refund the money to you and get yourself something else that you're looking at. Complimentary lifetime warranty on new Nissans and eligible used vehicles, and the complimentary 1-year maintenance on new Nissan purchases as well. When you stop out there in Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. Visit them at autocentersnissan.com. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So there was an article done by, who else? Jim Bowden of The Athletic. No, Jamie. And he was looking at what the American League and National League All-Stars could look like this season. And he had one Cardinal listed. One. Any guesses who?
One Cardinal listed for...
One Cardinal listed among his National League All-Star.
Ryan Helsley.
No.
Oh, what the hell is he doing?
No.
Burleson.
No.
What? Gorman.
No.
What? Well, it's not Wilson Contreras. He's been hurt. Not Nolan Arenado.
No.
Not Goldie, that's for sure.
You're overthinking it.
No, we're not. We gave you all the best players.
We gave you every player.
Except for
Brendan
one.
Donovan.
No.
we have had to have said the name.
Sonny Gray.
There you go.
Well, why the hell would he be mentioned?
Tell us how you really feel.
3 ERA.
Yeah, but he hasn't been unbelievable. He's been fine.
Helsley
So here we go. I think Helsley should be the guy.
I don't think they mentioned relief pitchers in this article.
Okay. Sorry, I should mention that.
All right.
You left that out.
Oh, yeah.
Drop the lead there, huh?
Oh, sorry. Is that why you got 14 in before you mentioned Sonny Gray? Because I didn't mention the relievers.
Okay, because he was spitting out players, too.
Jamie, you're right. It's my fault.
JoJo Romero.
It also goes to the bigger question or the bigger point of this Cardinals team. Not only are they struggling. Last year's a different case. I mean, last year they're just downright terrible. But this year they're 3 games under 500, 2 games under 500, whatever it is. But they just don't have that same All-Star game appeal. I mean, even for guys like Mason Wynn, who have had good seasons, like we've talked a lot about Wynn, we've talked a lot about Alec Burleson, we've talked a lot about who else? Nolan Gorman having some good seasons. But from a national standpoint, they stand back and say, outside of Helsley, you got one guy, Sonny Gray. This team just lacks that all-star appeal. And I don't think it's a huge deal because it's about wins and losses, but I mean, they kind of go hand in hand.
It does. I think when you have a better team, you have more all-stars. Like normally, and that's in every sport. When you are a team that is having a great amount of success, it's usually because you got good players playing really well at an elite level, and that's helping you win games. And right now, the Cardinals are in the middle of the pack and don't have – I don't know if you would have – do they have a superstar right now?
Cardinals?
No.
Just based off of this year, not past years.
No.
Yep.
I know what
you're saying.
They do not have a superstar.
No. I mean, Contreras was star status the way he was playing, but I wouldn't say superstar.
No, I wouldn't either.
That's unfortunate because generally speaking, in order to have success, you gotta have those guys playing. You gotta have those dudes, and then everybody else fills in where need be. But you have to have the superstar or the stars that are hitting the ball, making the big plays, making the spectacular plays that show up on SportsCenter top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not seeing that from this team right now.
No. I mean, if you don't have the players to match up with what these other squads are bringing to the table, you're not going to have all-stars. I mean, even we were going down the list earlier. Carey, you're kind of joking with me because I kept going because I kept thinking of other shortstops. But for as important as Mason Wynn has been this season for the Cardinals, he pales in comparison still to a lot of the other shortstops around Major League Baseball. You do have to factor in the errors.
Yeah,
the errors have been a big part of this. But even from an offensive standpoint, if you look at just the shortstops in the National League, he's still not having the same season as Mookie Betts. Tovar from Colorado, who we'll see tonight, is actually having a pretty good year. He doesn't have the name power as C.J. Abrams or Willie Adames has had. Now, I think he's had a better, statistical season, but Ella De La Cruz, O'Neal Cruz, Francisco Lindor, Dansby Swanson, some big-time shortstops there, either by name or the type of seasons they're having. So he's going to have a difficult time making all-star appearances outside of being, a reserve. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting to look at. We do need a new Beat the Street contestant. So if you want to text in to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646 BTS. Again, we need a new Beat the Street contestant. The Cardinals will host the Colorado Rockies for 4 games. We discussed this a little bit early on. I mean, if you look at the pitching matchups, they all wind up really well, in favor of the Cardinals. But when you're 21-40, you're not going to have a lot of great things to come for, when you're looking at the matchups with the Rockies here. So Sonny Gray, Lynn, Gibson, Palante. Palante is scheduled for Sunday. I imagine he will make that start. Is this a make or break start for him on Sunday, do you guys think? Or do you still think he gets at least four opportunities?
When does Steven Matz get back? Because if Steven Matz is back before this is going to be his third start, before his fourth start, then and he doesn't perform well in this third start, then no, I don't think he will. I don't think I don't think you're obligated to give him that fourth start, depending on what the next outing looks like.
So Steven Matz,
he's pitching tonight.
He's pitching tonight on the rehab assignment. So he's been cleared for about 40 to 45 pitches. Palante could get another 2 starts easily.
Yeah, or do they go with Matz?
I don't think
and
that way.
Follow up with Palante because Matt's still going to be on the pitch count.
I think that Palante gets 2 more starts.
All right. I'd like to see that just to give the kid a chance. Like nothing like having so much pressure where you pitch a good game, then you pitch a bad game, and they're, we're done with you.
Right. And Liberatore, how many opportunities did Liberatore get to start?
Well, and I think it's clear that Liberatore is way more effective for this team out of the bullpen.
There's no question about it. So Liberatore, looking this up real quick, because I think he got at least 4 starts. Did he not? He did not. He got 3 starts. 3 starts.
Yeah.
Palante.
But he also proved this year that he's more effective out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
Palante did not show that.
Very true.
Certainly not early.
No, you're right. All right. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're in a new Beat the Streak contestant coming up, so we'll play Beat the Streak plus the biggest question of the day next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Rockies tonight with Sonny Gray on the mound. First pitch is at 6:45. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have Game 1 of the NBA Finals as the Boston Celtics take on the Dallas Mavericks. Pregame for that one starts at 6:30. If you've missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Battlehawks Center Mike Panasiuk, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Beat the Streak and Biggest Question of the Day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh, and we welcome in Doug to play Beat the Streak. What's up, Doug?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good, man. Appreciate you listening. Thank you for playing Beat the Streak today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Andrew Marsh, what do we got for latest streaks?
All right, so Carey leads us. He has a streak of 5 right now.
Nice job, CD.
Thank you.
Anthony, you have a streak of 4. Jamie, a streak of 2. I have a streak of 3. And then now we have Doug on. Hopefully Doug can get a hit because no listener has been able to get a hit since May 17th.
Wow.
That's a while.
That's a while, is right. So, all right, Doug, we believe in you.
All right, I don't.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
I'm a Cardinals fan, dude. Come on.
Wow. But you gotta believe, Doug.
Yeah.
Seeing is believing, fellas.
That's right. Seeing is
I
believing.
see him lose a lot.
Yeah, see?
Now you're starting to sound like Carey.
Man after my own heart there, Doug. Appreciate you.
CD's up.
Give me Mason win. I don't have to.
Mason win.
He hits the ball really well.
So we're back.
Get 5 opportunities, hopefully.
Give me Alec Burleson.
These guys are really going off the board here, huh?
No, it's Bet the Board, and that's coming up in 10 minutes. Marsh.
Give me Nolan Arenado.
Wow.
Look at us going all Cardinals. This is a bad omen.
Well, I'm going to stay with my guy who I've got hitting a home run, Nolan Gorman.
Storm and Norman. All right. Doug, you're up.
Well, I'd like to first off start with CD's a jerk because he wouldn't take Mason earlier, but now he's going to take him when I want him.
You could have just stopped right after that.
Just after the jerk.
I don't like that at all.
I've been called worse things. Don't worry about it.
All right. Shit, no one else hits. I don't know. I guess give me Goldie. Honestly, I don't know any Rockies, but I do expect them to win.
No.
Oh, wow, Doug.
Where are we?
Dude, is this the 618 or is this Doug?
I think, listen, we want to talk about how bad the Rockies are. Dude, they lose scoring more runs than we win scoring.
Well, that's a good point, Doug.
So
They're playing the air in Colorado assists with
the hair is rotten.
Yeah, but they're playing here.
Okay.
True.
So,
Doug, I hope you're wrong, but you kind of could be right.
All right. Give me gold.
All right. There you go.
Doug,
All right, Doug, good luck, man. We'll see you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
You too. All right, so Carey chose Mason Wynn. I have Alec Burleson. Marsh took Nolan Arenado. Jamie took Nolan Gorman, and Doug just took R.L. Chalk, Paul Goldschmidt.
Peter Positive took
R.L.
Peter
Positive. We all took Cardinals. It's kind of a bad omen. I'm just telling you.
No, it would be fine.
Carey, come on.
It's like the announcer's jinx.
Carey.
Well, we're not announcing.
You don't believe in it.
I don't, but until I do, you know? Huh?
We're not announcing.
Carey,
We're announcing.
No.
We announced the lineup. Marshy is an announcer.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fast lane fine.
All
Why are
fine.
you attacking me? how's your problem? Sorry.
Marsh, what do we got for the biggest question of the day?
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
So there's been some rumblings around the studio that if you had 100 attempts to hit a major league fastball of 104 miles per hour,
103.
like it makes a difference.
Like it matters.
Do you think you would be able to make contact with a 103 mile per hour fastball? Somebody in this building believes that they could.
When
Do
you say
believe?
When you say make contact, are we talking just bat on ball, or are we saying ball out of the infield?
I think you have to at least put it in play. It doesn't have to be a base hit.
Doesn't have to be a hit.
Doesn't
but it
have
has
to
no
carry
bunts.
out of the infield.
No bunts. Has to go past the pitcher.
Or can you hit it
Pitcher's
Jordan
mark.
Walker style?
You can hit it Jordan Walker style.
That's a rocket.
It is a rocket.
On the ground.
Yeah.
But it is a
I
rocket.
just want to make sure the rules here.
It doesn't have to be a hit.
100 attempts?
Yeah. I
You
say
are
no.
starting before the ball even gets out of his glove.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize
how fast that is.
How fast
If it's a 103
is.
fastball, I think in 100 attempts, yes. I think each of us could do it.
Each of us?
Yeah, each of us in this
room.
Yes. Well, you and I have played pro sports. Marshy's an athlete, played sports his whole life. Anthony, you
played baseball.
Baseball all the way up to college. There's no way in 100 attempts of a fastball down the middle, you don't time up at least one. There's no way.
I'd be getting up to the upper 90s before I think I'd be able to make contact. It'd be one of those things where
I'm not saying it looks
running
pretty.
out of time.
I'm not saying we look like Ken Griffey Jr. in the
I'm
box.
gonna have a shin guard on, one of those, like the whole
mouth guard.
Give me mouth guard. Give me one of those hockey pads, the goalie pads on mine. I want the whole.
Carey's like, I will not be hit.
I don't want to get hit by
Anthony, 100 attempts. Think about that. That's a lot.
Why did you ask this question?
Okay, so this was brought up in BK and Ferrario, and I'm glad that the 217 actually texted back in, because the 217 was the one that originally had this question. And here's what the question was: what do you think you have a better chance of hitting, Kershaw's prime curve or Helsley's 103? What do you think is the nastiest, hardest pitch to hit in current baseball? So we can ask that question as well.
So I think the curveball would be so much harder.
I agree.
As a non-baseball player, trying to read that pitch and when it's going to drop and where it's going to drop, I'm sorry, that one there worries me way more.
Like it's going to hit you depending on if you're a righty or a lefty.
Right or lefty,
it's coming at
it's going to hit your face and then breaks down.
That's a strike?
That to me would be much harder than just throwing the sizzler down the middle.
I could see why you'd say that. Yeah.
I think a two-seam fastball on the outside of the plate would be very hard to adjust to.
But you just have to make contact.
I understand,
get the barrel
but,
out there.
You know, if it's
I want to try this.
If you're in a game situation, that's a ball until it's not.
Is he still throwing? Can he still throw?
He's not throwing 103.
Well, I didn't need him to throw 103.
What did you say?
Is he? You think he's still throwing pitches? You think we can get in there?
I think he can throw, but I don't know if he's throwing.
I don't think he'd want to do that, guys. He'd be like, guys, go screw yourselves.
Yeah.
I just want to see it. I want to see. Well, maybe we can go down
to
Busch
fast lane
Stadium.
yourself.
I know, right?
Anthony, you just got one of the best compliments to the text line.
Is it a real compliment?
It's a real compliment.
Okay.
I might hold off on it until the next segment, or I could say it right now. Depends on what you want. You want to hear it now?
Do you want it now or do you want it later?
Now.
I think. I mean, we got criticisms and compliments.
All right.
Go ahead. Why
you want me to say it now?
Why not?
All right. From the 314, Anthony hits fatherhood out of the park. He could easily hit a 104 mile per hour pitch. He's the man.
Wow. Well, thank you.
That was awesome.
That's really nice, Mom. I appreciate you listening. No, thank you. That's really nice. I don't know who said that, but that was incredibly kind of you. Thank you. I still don't think you realize how
103 miles per hour.
103.
As long as you can guarantee me, I need somebody that has control.
I've been there where there's puck shot 100 miles an hour.
I don't.
You honestly, Jamie, you might. Like, you're right. There is you've seen that speed. So at some point, hand to eye, you probably could time it up.
Yeah, they knock pucks out of the air. with
Yeah.
their stick.
Like I said, I'm not claiming that I could be Jim Edmonds.
but
I'm claiming that after 100, about 50 pitches in, I'd probably
get
be
it.
able to
Time it up
time
pretty
something
Yeah.
up.
That is the key. You see
Especially
it
with no
100
break.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's no break to it, at some point you get to know the path of
feel
the
like
ball
that
a
too.
little bit. and,
Sure.
like,
Is it the same spot every single time,
Yes.
like heart of the middle?
Yes.
Or is it
Middle.
high fastball, low
it's
fastball,
middle.
just same spot?
in that nice
In
little
that
strike
zone.
zone.
Okay.
Right there.
Wow.
I would try that. I would like
Anthony,
to see.
I think you could do it for sure.
Thank you, Jamie. I
Yeah,
appreciate
I got
that.
confidence in
Thank
you.
I don't know how
Thank
we're going to
you.
find
Carey, you
anybody
too.
that throws
Marshall.
400, 103
It's
mile per
gonna
hour
have to-
fastball.
Well, just have Housley do it.
Yeah.
Not 400, 100,
Oh, we're going to
100.
borrow Housley for an afternoon.
We'll bring him back. He'll be okay.
Gator from the Snake Pit goes, yep, Anthony's wife texting it. Nah, probably wasn't her.
We got a text from the 314. I want you guys to decide if this is a text for us or if it was a text for somebody else that
Oh,
just
I like
happened
this
to come
game.
to us. It's
Yeah.
just a simple question from the 314. How are you doing?
That's the you up text. It's the Cardinals.
Cardinals. We got a break. Back the board. 3 stars of the day. Criticisms, compliments next. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app. Brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board. Jamie's off to a great start. 3-0 thus far. Nice job, Jamie.
Yeah.
What'd you have last night?
Had the Rangers winning.
Let's go, Rangers.
9-1.
9-1.
Nice work, man.
Watching.
Okay.
Watching the highlights.
Carey, your game started okay. Because you had the over in that one game, right?
Yeah. Padres
and Angels. I think the Angels had like 3 runs in the first couple of innings.
Didn't work.
They did. They had 3 runs in the first 3 and the first 2 innings.
3-2.
And they won 3-2. Yeah.
All right. Less than 8.
Yes, it is. All right, Marsh, what are the standings?
Jamie is in first place, 3-0. Anthony, you and Carey are tied, 1-2, and I'm in last place, 0-3.
Ooh, Marsh.
That's what happens when I talk smack.
He's so pissed at himself.
I am.
Okay.
It's time to turn it around.
You're gonna bounce back.
I've been struggling because there's been no basketball and no hockey on, but that changes tonight.
But not
tonight.
All right, Jamie.
All right, I'm going back to a total basis play. I don't know why this gentleman has been completely disrespected by the odds makers. He's sitting at minus 145, 0.5 bases. That guy's Nolan Gorman. I'm going with the over.
Again.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how it... I mean, I guess they figure it's going to suck at one point, but
maybe.
Just getting on base is like... All right, that's my pick.
I like it. Are you?
Sure, I'll go. Give me the Dallas Mavericks plus 6.5.
No!
Yes!
I wish I would have.
And you know what this
Wish I
thing
would have
is?
went first.
Marshy in the break.
I even typed it in.
Said to Carey, he's like, am I crazy? But I feel like Dallas is going to win this. Carey, you.
Yeah, dude.
You're a horrible human being.
I was going to take them anyways. I just didn't know why I fell in the lineup. I was going to take them. I just didn't know. I didn't want to let anyone know where I was going with it.
I totally was going that route. I don't know why I didn't think you were going to go that same route.
I don't know why either.
Okay, let's do this on the fly then, shall we? Give me the... Man.
Today, Junior.
Carey took the one I was going to take. Give me Hunter Green and the Reds, minus 126 against the
bet
Cubs.
right there.
Yeah, well, I'm going to flat out tell you, I didn't want it. All right? Is that what you wanted?
All 3 of us had the same thing. It was just about who got there first.
They get grumpy
You feel
fans
good
back
now?
there. He's even more ticked
I don't even know where to go from here.
Exactly.
Give me Kyrie Irving over 23.5 points.
All right.
Sorry. That's a tough one. All right. Well,
Carey,
there's
you
bet
totally
the board.
disrupted the market.
That's okay. I've stolen Carey's picks before.
He has.
Basketball picks, too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Which lit me up.
Okay. All right. We're fine. Everybody's fine.
By the way, the 314 who asked us how we were doing texted back saying, oops, sorry, wrong text path. So,
they don't care how we're doing?
I guess not.
We're doing okay. Thanks for asking.
That's
not.
If we had feelings, that would hurt.
It's a good point.
It's a good thing we don't.
Damn. All right. 314. Cards fan living in San Diego. I listen almost every day. I love hearing the show. Wishing you dads a happy Father's Day. Go fast lane yourself, San Diego.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well played.
Well said.
All right, let's get to the 3 stars of the day. Our 3rd star of the day is going to go to the Nogfather, John Nogowski.
Nogfather, yes. Nice. I like that.
Our 2nd star of the day will go to our Battlehawks interview center, Mike Panasiuk.
Yeah. Nice. Good
like
stuff from
Big Mike.
Mike. Big Mike.
And our 1st star of the day, don't mean to be selfish here, but it goes to Marsh's poll, which, by the way, the final results, I typed in, are you concerned about the Cardinals playing lower-level teams or some of the better teams in Major League Baseball? Bad teams, 60%. Good teams, 40%. Ryan on Twitter says, just like the Blues, the Cards tend to play to their opponent. And Jake says, I'm not worried about the Cardinals yet.
Okay.
Wow.
There you have it.
Marshy, thank you for putting your poll out there for us.
Way to go, Marsh.
Thank you for
I'm a team player.
Yeah, you
jumping
are.
on the poll. And
And doing your damage.
About 68 people participated in my poll.
Excellent. Well, it's a good thing you got it up.
Absolutely. Maybe more people will hop on the poll next time we do one.
I can only imagine they're excited to do so, Marsh.
It'll be a lot bigger poll, too, because we'll have more people.
More people.
Maybe
Absolutely.
more options, too.
Yeah. Okay.
Options are good.
You guys good?
Yep. Great.
That about do it? That about do it, Carey?
That about do it.
Okay.
Somebody get this guy a shirt.
Well, they're working on it.
They got to sew them together.
You heard.
Somebody
Jamie?
did ask if Carey and I were going to sing Hey There, Delilah today.
Because of the white shirts.
Plain white tees.
Yeah, nice.
Well played.
All right, we have Celtics and Mavericks pregame starting in a half an hour, but we do have instant replay now from 6 to 6:30. Marsh, by the way, I didn't realize that you were doing that to the snake pit.
Oh, I do it every day.
I know you do.
I salute them.
But I didn't know.
You thought it was for you?
No, I thought he just does it, but he does it for the snake pit. I get it. For Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Everybody, thank you for listening. See ya.